for the most part, that the average Joe is beneath them, when the fact of the matter is most of them don't even come from an average Joe household. They come from below average Joe households, meaning no man in a house, one person income or government assistance, you know what I mean, type living. I can't talk about any other race of women. I only talk about black women. Most of black women don't come from.
Okay, but TJ, I don't want to box it in of just black women, because I already get accused of being a black woman basher, and that is not my intentions. So I have to be mindful.
I don't know about no other woman, because I've never dated another woman other than.
I hear you, but I got to put the disclaimer out there. I got to put it out there and be mindful of my verbiage, because again, and I want to tell all women this. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if it's prevalent, then apply it. But Alexa, be quiet.
It's not going to stop the haters. It's not going to stop the haters.
I hear you. But I have to at least appease my embracers and other people, because my intentions are not to bash black women. If it's more prevalent in that community, then it is what it is. Again, I'm not trying to defend it. I have a black son. So all the topics that I talk about affect him, and I deal with. And we're going to talk about this, because I have a video, and I did this myself, but it really wasn't with those intentions, because I didn't feel like I had to educate myself on the black man. But you're going to see a video that I have. But before we do that, I want to welcome Alicia. Thank you for coming, Queen. I appreciate you coming up here. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm well. How are you all doing?
We're good. So the topic tonight is, before we get into the video, Miss Alicia, is you want a good man. Your ass got to compete. How do you feel about that? Do you think to get the man that we want? I mean, we could get any man. It's easy for women to get a man. But for the man that we truly want, do you feel that we're in competition with other women? Or do you think, I don't like to use the word feel, do you think that we have to compete?
It's just, it's math. I mean, it's just numbers. So of course, I think it's important that you know what type of man that you want, and what type of man, and what the man that you're looking for, what he wants, and what kind of woman that he wants. I think that's what's important. But yeah, it's math. So of course we have to compete.
Okay, so you're in agreement that it's a competition. Again, sometimes it's easy to get the man, but the test really is, can we keep the man? Mm-hmm. That's the test. And I always hear my father tell my brother, you see your mother? She ain't going nowhere. I'm taking care of every need that she can possibly need. Even before she imagines it in her mind, she won't need or want another man. So you can get a girl, but the trick is, can you keep her? So I'm just flip-flopping it, because it does apply to women too. We can get a man, have a one-night stand, wanting to be with him, but can we make him stay? So with that being said, Black Man Unfiltered, go ahead and show the first video that I got, and then we're going to dissect it.
All right, which one do you want first, sweetheart?
The one with the white girls going to class.
Your class. Gotcha, sweetheart. All right.
Oh, excuse me.
I got this idea to tell you that you need to do your research, and if you're dating a black man, it is your responsibility to understand the history and the trauma of slavery.
And you was one of your initial classes, one of the first classes you had, you noticed that it was predominantly non-black women who were going in there studying black men.
I started teaching a black male course because it was needed. I noticed I started to get this population of white women.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were there. When I began to kind of ask them, in the hallways, under the, why are you taking this class? And I started to find, oh, well, my boyfriend is, and I want to understand him and his family, or, I'm trying to date some of the men on the basketball team or football team or whatever, but I don't understand them. So another 3 or 4 years after that, I noticed the population shifted from, white women to Latinas, and the Latinas were coming in with the same kind of intensity.
You're literally telling me that you had a class that was dedicated to Black men, where Black women have an opportunity to study their men, understand what they're going through, understand how to relate to them better. And instead of us doing that, you have other women of other ethnic groups, other races going in, taking note, using it as ammo to get the quote unquote best men out there. So it's like,
okay. I brought this video up because it's very interesting. I took an African American class when I was in college, and I didn't take it for these reasons because, trust me, I know my Black men well enough. That's all I've dated since I was 13. That's all I've been around. But I took it because I didn't want to learn American history because I knew I was going to be lied to. You know, they're just going to teach us what they want us to know. I wanted to learn something new. And I'm telling you guys, you have to read this book. It's called Kindred Spirits. It takes you to a voyage of a slave from day one to all the way when they become free. And it's absolutely mind-boggling. It really puts you inside that perception. And I bring this up because Latinas, the snow bunnies, the Asians get hated on a lot due to the fact that Black men date outside their race. Do you see the steps that other women take that a Black woman feels she doesn't have to take to learn her own man so we can understand them? I mean, I got to keep it real with y'all. There's some Black people that don't even know that they're Black history. Have they ever been to a Black American museum? Have they read a book? Have they done anything? But they want to claim I'm not Black enough. But that's okay. I'm going to be here and I ain't going nowhere. Because you know what? It needs to be put out there. Just take heed to the message. Shout out to my girl. And don't shoot the messenger. So with that being said, from my own experience, I did learn a lot of things that I didn't know. It did cause me to show empathy and sympathy and try to relate to what people go through, why they act the way they act, the trauma. It opens up a Pandora's box of knowledge that anybody of any color or creed will learn if you take an African American class. The funny thing was, it was a white man teaching the class, but he has soul. He has soul. I think he was a white man in a Black man's body. And it fit him to teach the class because he would say things to relate to the white people in the class and make it more, comprehensible to them. So with that being said, we're going to go in order. Peter, what do you think about the video? And do you think these women that are taking these classes to learn more about their Black men or want to date Black men, are they wrong? Are they stepping out of bounds? What say you?
So I'm going to make a comment here. I'm probably going to piss off half of people in the chat right now because as a
nothing
Greek
new.
American, yeah, good point there. So as a Greek American, most Americans are naive when it comes to history. They have no fucking idea about history.
True.
I come with a big background as being a Greek. Grown up in Greece. History was literally, the Acropolis was literally, my backyard can look up like, holy shit. This is why I call myself a Spartan, because we cherish our history. As Americans, we don't cherish it. We destroy it. We rip things down. Except saving it and saying we came from there. We're not coming back from that fucking place. Now, white women going into a Black class, learning Black history, no, I don't think is out of bounds. Because that's what she's interested. Like, I cannot sit there and tell you everybody's gonna be in the same history. I love Greek. I like medieval times. I like samurai stuff. Doesn't mean, JT likes samurai stuff. He might say, hey, I like more, Pinky, the whole classic tea time. That's fair.
Cool.
Everybody has their own cup of tea of history. No fun intended, that is. My point is trying to get to, we destroy our history. So what's so wrong? Someone learning a different type of history. I love learning about a different type of history. Tell me about medieval time, Civil War era, rights, all that stuff. I'm all for it. I am glued to it. I enjoy it. History Channel is my favorite channel for a reason. When it was History Channel, not now. That is.
So you're a history buff.
Oh God, yes.
Okay, so you would have enjoyed that class because you would have learned things, and it was very that class was very like I can't watch Roots, I can't because it makes me want to go outside and whoop some white people's ass. That's how angry I get. So I avoid those kinds of movies. Like I watched the Django, and even that movie pissed me off. Okay. So those movies are kind of hard for me to watch. And even this class was hard for me to go through, but I needed it. You know why? Because I ended up having a black son. Now I can share that knowledge to him. I made him read that book, you know, when he was in high school, because it's important that he knows his history. I made sure I took him to an African American history class. I made sure he got to know his side of the family. Yes, he's half black. He's a quarter Dominican, a quarter Italian, and 50% black. So he needs to know all three, you know, spectrums. But a lot of melanated people don't even take that time alone, and they're melanated, but you see what I'm saying? And don't take the time to learn their history. So that's all I'm saying.
Really fast. I'm going to teach you guys a little history lesson. 2 history lessons actually right now. History number 1. Greeks never had black slave. Ancient Greeks. They had slaves, not minority of blacks. They were actually their own kind. When they conquered town to town, that's what they conquer as slaves. Sometimes, yes, they had 1 or 2 black in there. I'm not denying that. Second history lesson right now. Did you guys know that there was a black samurai out there? That is, even to this day, he is looked up to in a pop culture way. He's literally the most famous samurai that people remember his name to this day, millennia later.
Really? What's his name?
I gotta look it up right now. Give me 1 second. Because I don't remember. Okay. I can't even pronounce it. That's one of those weird names you can't pronounce.
Okay, so while you do that,
it's ready. Yasukun. I can't even pronounce it. I'm gonna put it in the chat because I cannot pronounce that goddamn name.
See, ladies and gentlemen, that's something that we learned tonight in Black history. There was a black samurai. So TJ, on to you. You saw the video. You saw the snow bunny talking about that she's going to take an African-American class because she wants to learn more about black men and her black man. How do you feel about that?
Going back to the compete thing.
Turn your volume up, sweetheart.
It's as high as it can go.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can't hear me, or is it just extremely low?
No, I can hear you, but you're just kind of low. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's turned all the way up to 200 in StreamYard. Ain't nothing I can do about that. No, I done lost my thought. Come back.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay. And I just got the memo. Welcome to the Black Men Unfiltered Network, my dear. Another black queen on the network. So, Miss Alicia, what do you think? As a black woman, you see snow bunnies and Latinas and Asians in a Black American classroom setting, learning African American history. So they can learn the black man more, so they can feel more comfortable when they date them. What say you? What are your feelings about that? And remember, this is a safe space. You say whatever you feel. There's no judgment here, okay?
Well, I feel that as a black woman, that's our responsibility. They shouldn't be allowed to step in and do things such as that, to take our men and things of that nature. It shouldn't be room for it. Nothing against them, more power to them. They're doing what they feel they have to do, but they shouldn't have the opportunity to do so. Because
why not?
Black women should fulfill their roles, and black men should fulfill their roles, and there shouldn't be a need for anything like that. But being realistic, looking at reality and today as it is, I mean, I have nothing against it. Competition is competition. May the better person win. And unfortunately, if it's them, then I feel sorry for our people. I'm gonna keep doing what I have to do, but
so how do you and I get it. How do you feel about interracial dating? I mean, when you see a black man, because I even get upset. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't like it when I see an all white girl with a black man. I mean, I get it and I understand it, but how do you feel when you see that? Do you?
I don't get upset. I feel sorry for people for brothers particularly, who feel that they have to go that route. I think a lot of Black people don't understand that society is designed to keep us apart. And if anything, that fact alone, that society is designed to keep the Black family apart, should compel us to work harder to work together. But I feel sorry when I see that a brother has essentially, or sister, has lost hope, has given up, has quit, and has to go to the other side. I feel sorry for him.
Alicia, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I hear you. I'm interested in what Trey got to say, but I really want to stress this as a Black man who's never dated outside of a Black woman. I've never done it. Never dated, slept with, nothing with anybody else other than them. I can tell you right now, and from other men that I know and men that I know who have dated women, who've dated other women, Black women are our first choice. It's just
always
our women have made it so fucking difficult to be with them, you know what I mean, based on the bullshit. It's the guy eventually asks himself, how much more of my life do I gotta sacrifice being alone, waiting on a sister to kind of get right with me? Our women in general have the mindset and the attitude that it's their man's responsibility to get right with her, that he has to get on her page. That's the majority of our women's mindset. And I'm saying this as a man who's dating you guys. So I know a lot of Black women don't want to hear that, but I'm telling you as a man who's dating you guys, and the frustration that we possess with dealing with you is the fact that we got to take a subservient. You always talk about, not you, but Black women talk about, I don't want to be subservient to no man. Your fucking job your biological job is to be quote unquote subservient, but you want your man to play an under role up under you. And then you want us to, we have what I call a multi-system failure within Black America. Like I work in the healthcare field. The way we know a patient is about to die, they have multiple organ system failure, meaning more than one organ system is failing, and that person it don't look good. It's the same concept with us. We got more than one system failing. So our women feel the certain way that they feel. Our men have been raised primarily with women. Our men that look like men got female fucking imprinting. They act, think, move, behave, make decisions like women. And then our women have the expectation for these guys to be men when they've been taught by their fucking mothers to be girls. So then you got our women out here who think the average brother, when I say average brother, I mean not some fucking superstar, is beneath them. I do not think any woman should take it unproductive, unmotivated man. I don't think you should do that at all. I don't associate with unproductive, unmotivated men. They're trash to me. You can take them out. You can take them out to the garbage, for all I care. But that's not the majority of Black men. But our women pretend like we are, and that's problematic. So competing, our women will only compete to a degree for the top 1% of men. The rest of us, y'all can fucking do without us. And that's what leads a lot of brothers to go, you know what, fuck y'all too, and go over to Becky, who's nice. Let me tell you something. When I go to work, you know how nice white women and Hispanic women are to me at the job? They're fucking nice. They walk up to me. They have conversations. Hell, some of them, they can see that I've had a stress, that I'm being worked to death. Some of them broads walk up to me and want to give me a shoulder massage. The fucking sisters on the fucking, I don't let them, by the way. The fucking sisters on the job, them bitches they barely want to say hi to me. They barely want to say hello. Until some shit jump down. Then it's like, brother. No, don't brother me. No, you got yourself in that situation. Go work it out. What's up, Trey?
Hi, Trey. How are you tonight, sir?
What's good with y'all?
Yeah, I know you ready. So let me ask you something. Do you feel that women should compete for a good man?
Should they compete or can they
Yeah.
compete? Which one are you asking?
Should they be, because a lot of women think that it's not a competition just because they have a vagina between their legs, that should be enough. But they don't realize that they got to go through 11 other women to get to the man that they want. Are they really in a competitive mindset?
I don't think you should do anything that you don't want to do. So if black women feel like, or any woman feels as though they don't have to compete or they shouldn't have to compete, then don't compete. Plain and simple. You don't have to. You'll get left behind. I said this before. Black women are the perennial losers in this game of love. They are the Cleveland Browns. They are the Detroit Lions of the game
Hey,
of
Detroit
love.
did good last year, so
Yeah,
maybe
and
you might want to add my team,
did
the
they did,
Jets.
did they win a Super Bowl?
No,
No,
they didn't
they
win the
didn't.
Super Bowl.
Okay, well, if they
Okay.
win a Super Bowl, it don't matter, right? But that's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that the mentality, the competitive mentality, is not there for the women. And they don't feel as though they have to. And I think a lot of it is they know the truth. The truth is that they can't. They can't compete. At the end of the day, when we start looking at the numbers, well, black women lead in STI rates, bankruptcy, evictions, credit card debt, student loan debt. I can go on and on and on. I've talked about this before. The turnover statistic is not a statistic you want to lead in. All of these statistics that black women lead in, this is not the statistics you want to lead in. These are the poor statistics. These are the bad statistics. You don't want to be number one in STIs and STDs. SCDC reported almost 50% of black women have herpes. This is not something you want to lead in. This is not a good thing. I'm going to ask you this question, Grace. You went to
Go
the
ahead.
produce section in a grocery store. Would you get the worst rotten produce that's there?
Avocado?
No.
N-
Would you
No,
get the worst produce, or would you go look for the best quality produce, the most ripe produce?
I would get the most ripe, the best quality, the one that's ready to be served and eaten. I'm not going to get something that's rotting out.
The black
So are you
community,
saying that
the
that's
black.
what? See, I don't want to say it because then
No,
I'm going to be accused.
I'll say it for you. The black community has asked black men to get the worst produce in the store, which is black women. Comparatively, when you compare them to other racial groups, they are the absolute worst. That's just the facts. I'm not. This isn't my opinion. When you look at the statistics, right? If you go to a dealership, do you ever ask the car salesman or car saleswoman, please give me the worst car you have with the highest mileage that you have? No, nobody does that. Nobody does that. You want the best for what you can get. So why are we putting this race loyalty on black men and saying you need to stick with black women, even though we know statistically they are the absolute worst? That makes no sense. And so I am all for interracial relationships, and I think that black men who step outside of dating American black women are actually probably a little bit smarter than most other men, because I think they've recognized that they don't want the worst. They want to do a little bit better. And this is a tough pill to swallow for black women, but you got to change your image. Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, tried to get y'all to change the image for years. Nobody wanted to listen to him. Your image, your reputation has preceded you. I'll end with this, Grace. There is not a contingent of men from other countries that are rushing over to America to come get American black women. They are not cruising in by the boatloads to come get American women. However, black men are conveniently going away to other countries to go get women of other ethnicities and other nationalities. I should tell you something, that you have a contingent of black men that are here in America that would do fairly well with black women have gone out elsewhere. Why is that? Because
Trey,
they
because
don't
they're
want the rotten
dusties.
produce.
Because those are dusties. Those women don't want them anywhere because they're broken dusty. They go into third world countries and getting poor, non-English, non-degree, non-boss chicks to partner with or to marry, because those men that are leaving, they're broken dusty anyway. We don't want them anyway. That's what they say. That's their attitude. Going by so, and to your point, Trey, I've said it multiple times, and I can't believe I'm agreeing with Trey. I said it multiple times that our women are sitting up here thinking that they can go out and get any other men. 75%. depending on the statistical metric you're looking at, and I come from blackdemographics.com. See, I state where I get my shit from. Blackdemographics.com, 75% of black women are single mothers. So you saying white men, Korean men, Asian men, Indian men, they're coming in rushing to be stepdaddies to a bunch of black babies? No, they're not. If I asked a lady the other night, if you guys are if what you're saying about yourself is so true and wonderful, why don't you think other men that are single having a hard time getting women in there? Why do you think they're not rushing in to get you? If you got the game and going with it, where is the slew, the onslaught of men coming in from other races saying, yeah, I want Lakeisha and her 6 kids by 4 men? Where's that happening at? Now, other men of other races come in to get black women, but that's just so they can fucking dump on them. That's what they do. Because we all know that because the reputation of black women is that you all, this is your reputation, that you all are nothing but a bunch of hoes. The easiest group of women to fuck on the planet. White women used to have that fucking reputation. When I was growing up, if you was a young man, you wanted some pussy, you go get you a white woman. White girls, they give it up. We found out the hard way that's not necessarily true, but it's turning out to be true about our women.
I also want to put another disclaimer out there. At the end of the day, a black man's first choice will always be a black woman. And these are words that are coming from the black men. Their mothers are black women. But because of the issues of the combativeness, the argumentativeness, the non-submissiveness, I got a PhD, the mindset, let's just put the mindset, they're going to go where they're celebrated, not tolerated. So I really, I don't pay attention to it anymore. I'm over it. But growing up, I used to get jumped on. I used to get teased. I used to get the eyes rolling because I would be with a black man. And the fact is, y'all not gonna make me feel guilty, because if you don't do your job, somebody else will do it for you. And that's why these women are going to these African American classes. That's why these women are holding on. We talked about the NFL draft when it was only white women there when they were getting drafted. That's because y'all have a reputation that you want the ready-made man, the one that's already at the finish line. You want the 6'6", 6 feet, 6 pack of abs, and 6 figures. But you bring nothing to the table. It's not going to work. And I want my sisters to change their mindset. I have a black son. I would love for him to marry a black woman. I would embrace that. I have no problem with that. But why is it that when he was 13 years old, he had already came to the conclusion, no, they're loud, they're ghetto, I don't like weave, I don't like the long nails, I don't like the attitude. How can a 13-year-old already come to that conclusion? And I deferred him. I said, no, you don't know enough black women to come to that conclusion. You're going to go to college. You're going to work. You may meet your beautiful black woman in college. Don't X him out. He's 18 now. Things have changed. He was like, well, Mom, I think you're right. I hear you talk on the podcast. I hear you really trying. I'm going to try it. I'm going to go to college now. I'm going to try what was different with what I grew up in. And he grew up in the suburbs. And he still has this notion. And so trust me, I am not leading my son or anybody else in a certain direction, but men are doing this on their own. And we have to understand that we are in competition. White, black, Hispanic, Latino, polka dot, Martian, fat, skinny, tall, short. I'm a chubby girl. I'm in competition with the skinny girls. I'm a short girl. I'm in competition with the tall girls. I mean, everybody, I have straight hair. I'm in competition with the curly. I mean, we're all in competition. It's all what we like. But are we willing to put the work, energy, and time into getting what we want? Look how much time and effort we put into getting our PhDs. Look at time and how much effort we put into getting our houses, our credit right, women. But do we put that same energy into finding the man that we want? And it can't happen at 40 and 42 years old because it's too late. It's too late for y'all. So with that being said, I don't know the order of the videos that you got, Black Man Unfiltered. So let's go on to the next video because we got a lot to dissect here. And you guys can jump in at any time. If you have a thought, I don't want you to lose that thought because I know sometimes when you wait too long, you forget it. Or write shit down. I got a lot of people that'll write it down. So it's okay. You can interrupt, just be respectful with it. Go ahead, show the next video. Let's see what we got.
Attractive about me.
No, don't turn around. Don't turn around. You're going to blow it now. Because I like personality. Your personality was good. I don't usually look at women in their face too long, but I like your ass.
What you find most attractive about me?
No, don't turn around. Don't turn around. You're going to blow it now. Because I like personality. Your personality was good. I don't usually look at women in their face too long, but I like your ass.
Okay. I showed that video due to the fact that a lot of women lead with sexuality and their looks. And men are taking heed to the bullshit. Yeah, fat ass and big titties is beautiful. But what is the content of your character? Can you be a mother to my children? Can you be a wife? And you see how this guy, as thug as he want to be, iced out as he want to be, I don't understand why the child was there. I don't get that.
I love it.
But he told her, no, don't turn around. Don't leave with your ass. Let me look at you. What do you think about that? I'm gonna start with Alicia, ladies first. What do you think about that?
I think it's sad. I think it's sad that she felt that she had to do that. I notice a lot of women have that. They want to present themselves that way, but then there's a lot of men who lead with their finances, and
True.
I think character should be first on both sides. But I think that was really sad, and I'm glad he said that to her, and I hope she took heed to the message.
I know that's right, and it's because she's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
And I thought she was pretty, Trey. Okay, nothing is pretty to you. You just, she was pretty to me, but it was a turnoff when she was leading with her sexuality.
Yeah,
was good looking.
Yeah,
What else
was really
does she
disgusting
have,
to me
Grace?
the way she was behaving.
She was good looking.
What else does she have?
Oh shit.
No, don't do that to us. She had a pretty face. She had pretty eyes.
BMU, you have some serious issues.
No, you notice you're still talking about aesthetics. What else?
I understand that, but that's the point. You shouldn't lead with your looks.
What else do women have in 2024?
How about intelligence? I mean, you don't think some of us have intelligence?
He said, "What do most
Listen,
women have?"
I'm not the biggest Fresh and Fit fan, but every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday they have these girls on these panels, and these girls can't even name 3 countries. So
yeah, I've seen those videos.
Intelligence is out the window. What do they have? See, they like to talk a lot of crap about the women overseas, but a sign of intelligence is the ability to speak more than one language.
Absolutely.
A lot of these women in other countries can speak more than one language. What do these women have? She showed you. She led with what she has. That's all she's got. And majority of the women in this country, that's what they've got. That's it.
But would you say that music and fashion and social media pushes this? It's all about looks and what you have and the BBLs.
As an adult, You gotta rise above that. That's an excuse.
Hey, Trey, I have a question for you. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I was a little bit outside of this, but we grew up with Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Michelle A, them type of chicks. I don't recall seeing our female counterparts, even though they enjoyed the music, I didn't see them dressing like them, acting like them, mimicking them in any kind of way. So I'm saying this to say about social influence. If you are influenced by what you see out in celebrity world, that goes back to low intelligence and low IQ. And Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim, they were our modern day thoughts. Trina, all of them, they were our modern day thoughts. But our women didn't go around for the most part acting like that. Well, I mean, if you showed up at Freaknik, that was another thing. But I'm talking about, regularly at home, in the community, and the work. I mean,
there was more discretion, right?
There was a lot more. Yeah, listen, back when I was growing up, when I was 17, 18, 19 years old, you didn't know which women sucked dick or not. When you found out, you were shocked.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bit like, what? She sucking dick? Yes. That was it. Now it's yeah.
They eating ass.
And their reputation was ruined.
And their reputation was ruined. Now they brag about the shit. How much dick they can gobble. I can gobble 12 inches of that shit. And they'll be like, choke me with your dick, baby. I know I'm being crude.
My ears are burning.
That's how they look at Alyssa. That's how they talk now.
Yeah, it gets bad. It gets bad.
Listen, let me tell you something. And fellas, be careful, because I'm talking about the work environment. These hoes are talking like this at work.
Oh.
I gotta tell a guy, you know how often I gotta get up and walk away from my area because these broads are talking, because I know the moment that shit go left, they're gonna be like, well, TJ was it. TJ ain't seen shit. TJ ain't heard shit.
Oh no.
But I'm just saying, social media, I don't know. I don't want to give it that much power, because social influence has always been there. That's all I'm trying to say. It's always been there. So there are more outlets now, but I think the shame of what it is, and I'm gonna blame the church, because as soon as they started that "come as you are" bullshit, people started coming in from the club. The pastor started wilding out. But I'm just saying. So I don't know.
Well, you are supposed to come as you are. You're not supposed to keep coming back as you are.
There you go. But that's what they do. You go to church now. You can't do. I was telling a niece of mine. She's 21 years old. She came out the house a few weeks ago, and I swear she had on 3 face towels for an outfit, one for each titty, one for her. And I looked at it. I lost my everlasting shit.
Good.
On her. I clowned her. I got out my car and clowned her hard. And so she was like, she was like, I'm not no hoe. I said, you wearing a fucking hoe uniform. I don't know that. I said, the men out here don't know the difference between you and an actual hoe. Get your funky ass back in that house. Especially around me. I take no shorts. With my nieces, nephews, my daughter, none. I'm going to clown you where I find the mess at. And then her mama sitting there talking about, why are you talking to her like that? I told my sister like this, excuse me, I'm this little inside bitch, shut the fuck up. Because if you would have taught her anything, she wouldn't have came outside like this.
Yep, you are addressed on how you dress. And by the way, I did do a show on that on my channel, so go ahead and check it out. And since I'm plugging myself, let me go ahead and plug the BMU network. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Support the network, support the content creators. Drop a cash app. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a good topic. And again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Whatever color, creed you are, do not get offended. And if you do get offended, I don't give a fuck, because it needs to be talked about. It really does. It needs to be talked about. So now we're gonna get Peter in on this, and then we're gonna go ahead and let JVJ talk. Peter, what do you think about the video that I showed?
Picture, write it down. I don't give a fuck. You hear?
I don't give a fuck. Exactly. What do you think about that video that I showed about her turning around and the guy told her, no, let me see your face.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Like most of these girls now, they're less stressed going out and more dressed at home. Like what the fuck? Like don't get me wrong, I will respect and admire a beautiful body any day of the week. The gym is the worst place for example. I see these girls wearing less and less and less clothes at the gym. Is it, man? Guys are always harassing us at the gym. Maybe if you had some clothes on, and we won't be harassing you as much. It's literally Shark Tank. Literally, like if you cannot, say the gym is a place to show off, then why are all your clothes on? Why
It's
are
a
you?
distraction. Men are trying to work out. I'm trying to work out. And you come, I'm a chubby girl. I'm trying to look like you, bitch. And you dressed here half naked. You know what I'm saying? Showing everything off. But it gives me motivation.
That's not what it is.
What is it then, Trey?
It's to garner attention from a specific man.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It has
That's
nothing to do. I say this all the time. It's not that she's upset about you giving her attention. You're just not the right guy. Because
she's not getting the attention from the guy that she wants.
It's a certain specific guy she wants the attention from, and she'll take it. I say that to guys all the time. It's not always that it's you. It's just not she. You're not what she's looking for. And the guy who's going to show that she really wants the attention from, trust me. I say this all the time. Women break rules for men. They break rules for men all the time. You just have to be the guy that she wants to break the rules for. Oh, I don't have sex this early. Bullshit. Just be the right guy. And she'll break that rule. Oh, I don't do this. Bullshit. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. Just for the right guy.
Especially if you laying it down right, Trey. Especially if you laying it down right. Shout out to PA, Texas.
I'll let you get back grooming here in a second, but they just showed a video today of a guy, he's 6'8". He's walking around, and the women are just gawking at him. They can't. Every woman he passed, they just.
Yeah, but as soon as he opened his mouth, it was a turnoff because he led with penis.
Irrelevant. Embrace irrelevant. The point I'm trying to make is that it's the right type of guy. So you're gonna see the booty shorts. You're gonna see all this stuff. And if you approach this woman and she rejects you, most of the time it ain't really you. It's not nothing you said. It wasn't your approach. It ain't how much money you have or don't have. You just ain't the guy in her mind that she wanted. Maybe you weren't tall enough. I'm bald, so maybe she's looking for a guy who had hair. I don't know. But a lot of guys don't understand. They want attention. They always want attention. Show me any woman on the face of this planet from any country who said, I try not to get attention.
So with that being said, we're going to go to groomings and reviews, and then we're going to go to JBJ, because the crickets came out, grooming.
He does have a good
Great point, Trey. Great point.
Yeah.
I give you that one. That was kind of like mic drop. It was a mic drop.
Yeah, it was. You heard the silence, right?
I have a buddy of mine. We call him the Viking because he's ripped to the bone, long ass Viking beard and everything. I can't even tell how many times we're at Powerhouse, and every single girl, not just like going at him, they're literally throwing themselves on him. Like he doesn't give him time of day. Another guy, another YouTuber, Joe Swole, he says all the time, mind your goddamn business, leave you alone. Readers, all this stuff, literally have girls saying, recording and seeing the guys looking at her like, well, look at his old pervert staring at me. So they can get views and stuff like that. Like, that's not cool either. So they're using it as victims in a way. And they're not. They are setting themselves for failure. And that's the thing with, overseas too. Like most men who from overseas, if you hear a woman has 3 baby daddies, they're running the other way. Even one that was like, fuck this. I'm not dealing with this shit. I want somebody who does not have kids so I can start my own family. I don't need my family plus 3 other families, including my family. It's a lot of men won't deal with it. And people don't understand that. Like, oh, they had kids young. Yeah, you had kids young. That's a benefit of being, way Greeks are growing up. We have kids a little older because we're more mature to have kids. Sometimes you're not mature enough. And now you're divorced with 3 kids and no man wants to touch you.
I hear you. All right, JVJ, how you doing, sir, tonight?
I'm doing great. You know you got an echo. Ain't nobody tell you got an echo?
I don't know who has an echo. Is it me?
Yeah. You sound like
How
you got like that wah 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 wah.
I don't hear no
Oh,
echo.
I don't hear it.
I don't hear it.
Is it just
I hear
me?
on my end. I said it to BMU in a back chat, but I don't think we can find who it's coming from.
All right, well here, all y'all that came in first, and hopefully everybody else they don't hear it. But yeah, I'm here. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I'm
Doing
back on
great.
track now. Jordan graduated. He's in with his pappy, so I'm back on track, JVJ. So
Where
let me get
Biggie
that
at?
out the way.
I just
Huh?
want to know where Biggie at. I don't care about Jordan. Where Biggie at?
He right here in his bed, sleep. He'll get up soon.
No, I don't need you to get him up. He got an attitude problem. But that's
I
what's up.
don't know if you saw the first video or the second video on how long you were listening to, but this show is about you want a good man, your ass got to compete. So do you think that women have to compete for the men that they want?
I'll make it
And
nice
why?
for everybody. I'll make it nice for everybody. We all have to compete for what we want. Just so the
Okay.
ladies don't think that they're just on a boat or island by themselves. Now we all got to compete. If you want something, you better go work to get it. And that's the craziest stuff in society right now. I notice that a lot of ladies have more of a problem with it when it comes to like, oh, you like that man? How dare you go ask him out on a date? How dare you pay for something for him? Like a lot of ladies push back on that and they call them pick meshas and mammies and all this stuff. That's the craziest shit in the world. Those ladies that push back on that and say that stuff to all of y'all ladies, they gonna die alone. And they might not even have a dog. Because anybody in this world, oh yeah, I'm be cold to them because misery loves company, and they want to bring down women that actually want a family with a man that cares about them. They want to push back on that and kill it. We all we were not designed to be by ourselves, men nor women. So if you want something, if you want a certain type of lifestyle, or you want a person that does certain things for you, you want a certain type of protection, you need to go get it because everything in this world is pretty much go get it or don't get it. Like you want a certain type of job, you got to compete for it. We get that aspect, men and women, we all get that aspect. But
You
when
want a
it comes to the
scholarship?
person, yeah, you want a scholarship, you want to make the team, you want to go on this trip, we all get that concept. But for some reason, when it comes to you want to be with somebody that's going to be with you for the rest of your life, fuck, I ain't doing that much for that shit. It's like how do you conflate this in your own mind to say that I'm not gonna compete for this? I don't think women are pick me's. I don't think men are simps when they actually pursue the people that they want and do what they need to do to keep that relationship going. But you gotta compete. You have to. It's a rat race. We all out here trying to get it. We all out here trying to get it. Don't let
And
nobody shame you into not getting what you want.
and that was going to be my next question to the panel.
Uh-oh.
To the men. How do you feel about when a woman initiates the first move to you?
Can you clarify a
Hey,
little
I'm
bit?
gonna tell you. Oh, my bad. Grooming, go ahead.
Can you clarify,
You
like,
want
you
me?
mean the kissing
Well,
or like
I
the
mean,
wee?
okay, I'm gonna give you an example of me. This was me when I was younger. I go to the club. I see a guy that I'm interested in. I'm not waiting around. I see him looking at me. You looking at me. I'm looking at you. And I ain't got time for this foolishness. I'm gonna send over a drink to him. And I'm gonna let him know that I'm interested. And then when he brings up his cup and says thank you, and he gives me, come over here, I don't have a problem doing that because I've always been a go-getter. And if I see something I want and like, I'm going for it. What's the worst thing he could have said to me? No. Okay, move on to the next. How do you men feel about women like that holler at you first?
Grooming, let me go first. Please.
Go for it.
Y'all, let me go first. Look,
Go
Grace,
ahead.
I'm just gonna tell you this. From a dude to get pussy. If you initiate or try to come holler at me, I automatically think you trying to fuck.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just being dead ass serious. I'm just being dead serious. Like, this girl at the end of the bar sent you a drink. Yeah, she want to fuck.
I couldn't simply want to get to know you and see what you about.
You can get to know me. You can get to know me, but that's where men's minds run to. We don't think the way you think. Like, women just don't naturally approach men on the regular. So if you show some, like, you're the aggressor,
Okay.
I'm automatically, me personally, I ain't speaking for the other gentlemen on the panel. They can speak for themselves. But if a woman rolled up on me, it's like, yeah, she bought you a drink and she like, and what you doing tonight? I think she want to fuck. Because women don't roll up on dudes like that. It's either one of the two things. She want to fuck or somebody about to rob me.
It's disgusting.
Oh boy.
Damn. Okay, so JVJ says that's she want to sleep with the guy. Trey, what do you think if a girl makes her move? I mean, I use the club, but let's say it's at the grocery store or anywhere, and she makes her move at her
Why
first
you
move
trying
at
to
you.
make my shit worse than but now you gonna throw in the grocery store? Why you gonna
I mean,
throw in
but
the grocery store? You trying to fuck me up?
no, the whole point is the woman making the first move.
You
That's
just
the whole point.
sabotage, man. I'm be quiet. You sabotage me.
JBJ, you sound wild. You sound like a wild boy with that one. Now, I could understand a man being apprehensive if a woman approaches because it's not of the norm, but just to automatically assume she trying to slide on your man meat, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy to me. Listen, and I know you jumped to
It's super sausage.
I know you jumped to Trey, but listen, I'm not married anymore, but my wife has some smooth ass game. She really did. I was in a different lifetime. I was an author, so I was doing a book signing, and my wife was a high school teacher, and so when she came up to get my book signed, to get her book signed from me, she was just straight up. She was like, "Hey, she was like, I teach English, and we teach all kind of subjects in English. Would you mind come talking to my class?" And I'm telling you, I never made it to her fucking class.
Oh boy.
I mean,
damn.
I said she was smooth with it. And of course, she taught high school, you know what I mean? High school English, she taught AP or college prep English, whatever. So I was like, yeah, no problem. So instead of just signing the book, I gave her my contact information. I gave her I gave her my contact information, and yeah, we never fucking made it to the goddamn because she called maybe like a couple weeks later, talking about some nonsense, and a couple days later, some more nonsense, and then you want to meet out for coffee. Then I asked her, you want to meet up for coffee or whatever the case may be, and it just kind of went on from there. So it depends on how the approach is happening. You know what I mean? I think most men prefer to do the approaching, but if it's a worthwhile woman and she does it in a classy way, I think that's okay. It takes the pressure off the brother. Plus now he knows Plus she knows he's interested. That's half the battle right there. Then he can take it from there. But just to be like, oh, she sent me a drink. She want this man meat. She want to gobble on the man meat. I don't think that's.
I just look, TJ, don't push back on it because I think we all can agree with it if I put it in a different perspective. Shout out to my boy Biggie. Like, look, when a man approaches a woman, I hope most women understand this. He is sexually attracted to you. Do most people agree with that? Do men agree with that? If a man is sexually attracted to her, right?
Yeah.
So if a woman approaches a man, why is it a problem to say that she's sexually attracted to him?
Because she's out of place.
Yeah, but guess what? That amplifies it. Like amplifies the fuck out of it.
It doesn't
If
matter
a
if it
woman,
amplifies it or not. She's out of place. And it's
she can be out of place though.
And it's off-putting. And nothing that says that a woman
To certain people, yeah.
It's nothing that says that a woman can't and doesn't want to have sex. But as women, you guys are supposed to be a little bit more covert about getting what you want, and not overt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, choosing signals.
And the idea is that you were born with a certain set of skills, i.e., your beauty, that's supposed to be able to seduce us into getting what you want. And this is a skill. This is an art form that a lot of women, the modern day women, have no idea on how to do this anymore. They don't know how to attract a man without sending him a drink and saying, "I'm trying to fuck. What's up?" As a matter of fact, it's actually quite masculine, and it's off putting. It really is. It's off putting for me. I literally just ignore those women. I've had women send me drinks, ignore it, or I tell them send it back. It's off putting.
Okay, so let me hear from let me hear from Alicia. Alicia, what do you think about that scenario about women making the first move?
I believe with oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't show your name.
Yeah, Grace, show the name.
gentleman
Take that comment
with the
away.
who just leaving.
Hello, I'm not engineering the show. I'm on somebody else's network.
You better put them nice ass
The
nails to
gentleman
work.
Trey. It's a Trey Taylor. I agree with what he said. It can be off-putting. It has to be done in a certain way. A woman has to approach a man in a certain way. I personally wouldn't do it, but to each his own. I can see how a certain type of man would like that. I guess it would stroke his ego. But me personally, I don't agree with it being so forward. I would show up at the grocery store every Tuesday whenever he's there. Yes.
I think there's a way to do it without like being like in the bar situation. I want to take that off the table because that's a different. I mean, I don't believe you're ever going to meet Prince or Miss Charming in the fucking
exactly.
Bar. But like for my instance, when
Grace said to say, what about me?
No, I got another scenario.
Hold on. When I got married, with the woman I ended up marrying at the time, her, doing the way she did it, I thought that was slick. That was pretty slick.
That was nice.
Woman, if you're interested, you have to let a guy know because especially if you're in a moment where you know that you probably will never see this person again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're in a situation like that, you got to take your shot.
Kudos to her.
And she was, and I never looked at it as her taking a shot. I literally, because it wasn't the first time someone had asked me to come speak to a high school class or do anything like that. It wasn't the first time that happened to me, so I didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until I was fully fledged dating this woman that I realized that I got swindled.
She set you up. She set you up, man. It was a swoop game. She got you on there. She got you.
She sure did. Boy, I didn't see that shit.
And that's
how
I think that's how it should be.
And here's the thing. All she had to do was make her initial invitation, and then she made her initial phone call.
What? Ladies plant seeds.
And then after that, it was I did everything else after because the conversation. I'm like, oh, this woman got a good conversation. Oh, she can talk about this. Oh, and she was fine. On top of that, my wife. So it worked fine for me. I don't know, but she had natural hair. She with dreadlocks. She, I liked her. So she fit the mold of what I liked to begin with. So it went down that road, but. I don't think, if we're in a club situation, I'm not.
Okay, well, let me give you another scenario. Okay, I coached basketball, and all the coaches are there. We're doing the draft. We're getting the teams together, and this gorgeous man walked in. He absolutely took my breath away. He was in a suit, cufflinks. I mean, just
I got my drink.
all my bells and whistles went off. I said, I got to get that number before tonight's end, because if I don't, the next chick will. Somebody's son's mother's going to get it. The season is about to start. I'm going to shut that shit down. So because he came late, he turned to me and said, you got the names of the team? I said, yeah, sure. Well, I know you came late, but if you need me to call you and give you the team members and their phone numbers, just go ahead and give me your phone number and I got you. And he was like, all right, no problem. What did he do? 2 days later, I called him. We went on a date and we dated for 3 years straight. I mean, if I wouldn't have done that, you know what I'm saying? He probably would have done it too, because I saw him checking me out. But I've always been that way, guys. I'm a go-getter. I see something I want, whether it's a man, a car, a job, or anything. I'm going for it. I'm not.
I got my drink in my two-step.
I don't fear rejection.
Great. I think the biggest thing, and I think this would be a bigger message for all the ladies, especially, and I like that he got JT doing this shit. That was pretty funny. But look, man, fucking like ladies in 2024, I think y'all will need to be a little bit more aggressive about getting the guy that you want, like going beyond the choosing signals. Cause I understand, I know, I I can't see his name down below, but he right beside me. You right here. I see.
Trey.
So
Yeah, Trey.
the message we want to send to already overly masculine women is to be more aggressive.
No. I'm telling the women that actually want a man and actually want to be submissive to a man. I'm not. I don't care about the masculine chicks. They can buy a dog and die alone. I don't care about them. But the women that actually want a man, they're gonna have to understand in the dynamic of society that we have right now. A lot of men are a little bit more standoffish when it comes to approaching women, just because what they could be accused of. Like I literally did a video like yesterday or the day before where a woman was like, "Yeah, me and this guy went out on a date," and then he was like, "You want to come back to my place?" He was like, she was like, "We're not having sex," and then they get there and he doesn't try to have sex with her. He just cuddles her the whole night, and the very next day she wakes up, it's like, "Yeah, I told him all that, but he didn't even try. Is he gay?" It's like dudes got to deal with the crazy like response of how a
Yep,
lot of
the
these
Me Too
ladies' minds
movement.
work. It's like you would be in a better position in today's society if a woman initiates it. I'm not telling men not to be men, not to approach women and try to go after what they want, but I'm saying you would be in a safer position if the woman was the one who approached you. A
I
lot of
would be so
stress would be
uncomfortable.
relieved. Yeah, but guess what? That's what guys deal with all the time. A lot of dudes have a lot of stress relieved off of them because they see people like Jonathan Majors getting hemmed up. They see these Johnny Depp trials. I'm not saying that men shouldn't be men because I believe a man should approach. A man should be the one that faces a woman.
You're using examples of men who were already with the women. The context it matters. They were
No,
already with hang on, they were already with. You said Johnny Depp. He was already with her.
Amber Heard pursued him.
You used Jonathan Majors. They were already together. We're talking about the approach. They don't
Yeah,
know each other.
both of those women approached both of those guys. Even
Yes,
they both said it.
The way in which you're using those examples, you're using them based on after they got together, not the approach.
No, I'm saying both of those women
Oh
approached those
God, and you're
men.
missing it. Let's stay with me. Stay with me.
I'm
I'm
listening to
talking
you.
about the approach. We're not talking about Johnny Depp approached this woman and she me too'd him. That's not what we're
Yes,
saying.
no, that's not what we're saying. I'm saying that Amber Heard approached Johnny Depp.
Again, listen closely. I am not
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about
not
the
getting it. Yeah, go ahead.
I know
Nissa's
because
here. Embrace the grace whenever you're ready.
What was that?
Nissa's here in the back. She's ready.
Okay, I did want to address one of Anissa's comments. She said, "But did you marry him?" I mean, we are so quick to jump the gun. How about asking me, why didn't you marry him? Didn't marry him because he had to move to Baltimore to take care of his sick mother, and that ended up taking 4 years. And I wasn't going to move up to Baltimore and uproot my son, so that's why that didn't happen. And we are in touch till this day. So
Grace, don't do that. You already know. Don't do that. Go back to Trey. Trey, finish with
no,
your point.
it's like we're
Grace,
so
you ain't
quick
gotta qualify
to jump the
yourself.
gun.
Stop qualifying yourself for these motherfuckers. You ain't gotta qualify yourself. They watching you. You ain't watching them.
Damn. Thank you.
I hear you.
Go ahead,
They
Trey.
watching you. You ain't gotta qualify yourself to them. But Trey, can you? I ain't trying to interrupt. I ain't trying to run the show. I want to hear his point.
The question is about approach, not relationships. The examples you gave were about relationships that dissolved. It wasn't about approaches that dissolved. You use Jonathan Majors and Johnny Depp. Their relationships dissolved. We're talking about the approach. Very rarely, if ever, do men get Me Too'd because of an approach. They get Me Too'd after some sort of relationship has been developed between
Okay, I get
a
you.
man and a woman.
I get you. I got you.
The issue here is if you put a woman in a masculine position to begin with, then that's what you can expect throughout the duration of your time in dealing with her. How you start this is
Understandable.
how it's going to end.
Yeah.
And if
No,
you
I get that.
if you don't put her in a feminine position from day one, then she's never going to leave there. She needs to learn how to attract a man. Women shouldn't be able. They used to drop. TJ, am I wrong? Did they not used to drop handkerchiefs? Was that not
Yep.
the thing?
Oh yeah.
You just drop anything.
Trey.
It wasn't just a handkerchief. They'll drop anything.
Trey, I'm gonna go back to I said this a while ago. Trey, sometimes it used to be how they walked in front of you.
They stumble and fall. Stumbling like halfway
It was
falling.
a sway of their hips.
No.
I ain't talking about the hip swing.
JBJ, listen. Women used to have a walk. That could stop traffic. I know that sounds cliche, but they
No,
did.
it don't.
Now our women walk like fucking linebackers and pit bulls.
Like this. Yeah, I know. It was like them
They
hips
walk
was
like
swinging from
dudes,
side to
huh?
side. I know what you're talking about. It's like my grandma walked. I know what y'all referring to. I know
Let me
what
tell
y'all
you something,
referring to.
JBJ. There's this lady at my church. I was about 13 years old. That's when I knew I liked women. This heifer, she used to walk up and down the
13?
aisle. This woman used to walk up and down the aisle. My God. She knew, and you knew she knew she was doing too. She would walk up and down the aisle and with this fucking sachet. I can't describe it because I ain't no woman, but it was. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah.
Look, to Trey's point, I'm not asking women to become further masculine than what they already are. I'm pretty much saying, look, it's 2024 and we're kind of living in the society that we are. I do want to push back, and I try my best to push back on this brainwashing that has been pushed upon our women, regardless of what race you're in or what generation you come from. There's a lot of feminism that's been pushed on them. I'm telling the men to adapt to the situation that they're in. I can't give somebody a playbook from 1957 and tell them to operate under that playbook in 2024. I can't.
Do you
I,
think that would lead to more marriages?
honestly,
Lasting
right now,
marriages, anyway.
the incentive is higher for divorce than it is for a sustained marriage. So I would honestly tell you no. The only way it's going to truly change until we actually put into the mindset of a lot of these younger females, which is really going to end up having to come from other women, that marriage is actually valuable. But until that happens, I can't say anything. But I'm telling the men to be wise about, like, a man. I'm a man's advocate. And I understand, like, my points might sound crazy, but I'm a man's advocate. So I'm going to advise men on the best way to move. And that's why I said if a woman sends you a drink, she probably want to do something, because women ain't spending no money on no men. They not. That's not what women are designed to do, and that ain't what a lot of women like to do. And most women kind of have this hive mind concept, especially in 2024 with social media being involved. So if a woman sends you something, I'm thinking that she want to fuck. Now that could be crazy for other people to think, but it is what it is. But
Damn, everything is about fucking with you.
But the issue isn't whether or
really
not
not.
the issue isn't whether or not they send that to you. If you're a men's advocate, then the proper advice would be on how to deal with that. And if a woman sends you that type of
In what sense?
why would you? If a woman sends you a drink, and you are a man who's looking for a relationship, this is probably not the woman, more than likely.
Well, I'm be honest with you. We know men just as well as, well, you're a man just like I'm a man. I could be looking for a relationship. That don't mean I won't fuck something. Let's be real, man. Like, for real, we're not. I didn't think I came over here to do some cookie cutter conversation. Like, we're grown as men. There's been many a nights where the club has been like, okay, this is the last. We got 5 minutes to come and buy your alcohol.
If you can't control your urges, you probably aren't qualified.
I'm not talking about myself personally. I'm talking about men in general.
Yeah, but you said that you're a men's advocate, correct?
I am a men's advocate,
words.
so I understand men.
But advocate meaning that you would give advice, correct?
I'm giving advice. That's what I'm saying. I'm giving
How
advice.
if you saying that you would fuck a woman that sends you a drink?
I'm saying a man will. A man will. If a woman sends a man a drink, he's gonna think most likely
Right.
50%.
And as a male advocate, shouldn't the advice be send the drink back? She's not worth the time.
Why would he send the drink back?
And that's why you shouldn't be advocating.
No. See, that's why you don't understand what you're talking about. Why should he send the drink back? Give me that. Give me
Because
that
if
answer.
all
I
she
think
wants to
he's
do is
saying
fuck,
that we need
she's not
more
worth your
sexual
time.
discipline.
Yeah.
No, it's not about sexual discipline. I said that this man that gets a drink from a woman would think that this woman wants to have sex. Him taking the drink does not take that thought away. What are you talking about?
But not all men would think like that, JVJ.
What?
But let's kill this
Bro,
conversation and let's get Uncle. Let's
I
let's get Unc up in here. Let's get Unc up in here. We can't spend too much time on the same thing. How you doing, sir? Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting the Black Man Unfiltered Network and me, Embrace the Grace. I don't know how long you've been listening, and the topic is about if you want a good man, your ass needs to compete, women. How do you feel about that? Do you think that women need to learn to compete when it comes to getting a good man?
Absolutely, and I just don't think that it has to be all the time sexual or aggressive.
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't.
I agree with you.
It's a very small percentage.
I get. As a matter of fact, I ask ladies this:
Go ahead.
What does your peace model look like?
What does my what model look like?
Peace model.
Oh, yes.
Okay. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
This same girl. What up, Trey? The same girl that Brother Jay said got a drink. This is me. Again, I'm 59. This is to be a little different, but I'm at a bar. A woman sends me a drink. Rule number one is I don't drink anything that I didn't see poured. But I'm gonna take the drink over and go, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Valerie? Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Jeff. Blah blah blah. Let's converse. Let's see what your likes are, what your dislikes are. You know what? It's kind of loud in here. Let's go out on the patio and sit. If I like that interaction, I tell you what, let's meet a little later this week at a Starbucks and have some coffee. And all my interactions with you are going to be fully clothed with the sun up so that I can make sure that your vagina is not the only thing you can offer me, because if that's the case, I don't need it. I can buy that.
Ooh, preach.
Then, once she knows me, this Valerie, let's just say, which I'm not, I'm a football fan. Super Bowl's coming up. Big game. Me and Valerie have not slept together, but we like each other and she knows where I stay. She knows I'm having a party. I've talked to her about my friend Ghost. I've talked to her about my man TJ and about Jay and what Trey and what they like to eat. I've talked about that. She shows up uninvited. There are other women there. She comes in with a basket and says, hi, I can't stay, but I made some potato salad for everybody. And I understand, Trey, you like chicken. And I understand, TJ, you like roast beef, and you're a vegetarian, Jay. So I made this vegetarian dish for you. Just keep.
She's a keeper.
Up later. I'll see you later and leave. Do you know what every man wants to know? Does she have a sister? And he ain't seen her drawers yet. That's a peace model. When you can walk into a situation and leave it more peaceful than you found it. That's what every man, whether he knows it or not, once he figures out that his dick just wants war, once he figures out that there's more to it than that, then that is what can happen if you don't refuse the drink and take it back and give her the Heisman out the gate. But then again, I was raised by pimps. So I got a whole different, I don't even look at women the same way most dudes do. Most dudes, I'm not afraid of y'all. I ain't gonna sit across the room and there's a good looking woman right there, and instead of speaking to her, I'm gonna pick up my phone. On none of that. I'm not.
I understand all that. I understand all that. But like, we gotta live in reality. Yeah, I feel you. We gotta live in reality. If a guy gets attention from a woman, most likely he's gonna think that woman wants to do something with him.
Okay, well, what's wrong with that?
I'm not like that's all I was saying. Like, and I think I was getting a little pushback for saying that. Most men, if they get attention from a woman, I think that they think that a woman is interested in them and they want to do something. Most
And
women,
you know
like
what? That's good
even
news. I don't know how
Elisa
that's bad for
said,
you.
it's gonna be very hard for her to approach a man.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Most women do not want to approach a man. So if a woman approaches a man, initiates some contact, I don't think it's too far out of the woodwork to think that this man would have the mindset of, yeah, she probably won't fuck me. I don't think
Or
that's
I tell you what,
crazy.
no,
It's not crazy
here's
to
the
think.
it's not crazy to think. It's just simplistic. It's
But
overtly,
life is
foolishly
simple.
simplistic. No,
Life is
life
simple.
okay. Life is simple, but it's also long, young brother. And what I'm
It
telling you
is.
is that it's not wrong for a woman to find me sexually attractive. It's not. I don't
No.
find it. I don't find it bad. I'm looking for the bad news here. That a woman didn't you cut your hair and wash your car and wear clothes that ain't wrinkled so that women would find you attractive? Did you come out here to not be attractive? I tell you what, don't wash your ass for 3 days and come on in here if you really don't want to be attractive. I don't see an issue with it.
No, you're doing the exact same thing that Grace was asking. The question, in the grand scheme, she was like, "Are women going to compete?" Pretty much, because men have to compete for the women that they want. Women have to compete for the men that they want, and that's what I'm saying. Like the drink getting sent down the bar. Like I think that was just a nonsense one to kind of knock it out. But at the end of the day, we have to all, as men and women, compete for what we want. We have to. Now the mindset: if a guy walks up on a girl. Ladies, y'all tell me, since it's two of y'all right here. If a guy
Okay.
just comes out of the woodwork, you at the beach, you in your bikini looking nice, hair looking good, water just glistening all off that skin. You already know what the fuck it is. And he approach you. And he's very aggressive with trying to approach you. What you think he's trying to do? I'm just
I mean,
asking. I'm just
aggressive in what
asking.
manner? Because I don't like when a man
No,
leads
he
with
not
certain
touching
sex.
motives.
you. No, he not touching you. He not saying no
No,
sexually
he's not gonna
explicit
touch
shit.
me.
But there you go. He's not touching you. He's not saying no sexually explicit shit. But when a dude's applying that pressure, like them young kids like to say, he applying pressure, but he
Mm-hmm.
not saying nothing sexual. What do you think he ultimately wants to do? Or do you get caught up in the moment?
I mean, if any man, for the most part, approaches a woman, he wants something from her, whether it be a relationship or just relations.
Sex.
Yeah, he wants something from her if he
It's the
approaches
number one
her.
thing. Like, look, we all need to be honest, man.
They
If a
don't tend
Come
dude
to
on,
ask
approaches
us for
you,
be
directions.
honest.
if a dude approaches you, he wants sex. Like, let's just make that carte blanche. Anybody that approaches the opposite sex wants sex. Like,
Is
we
there
gotta
a
stop.
language? Is
I
there a
mean, that's
language
the
barrier
ultimate
here?
goal.
Is
No,
there
it's,
a
it's,
language
it's
restriction on this show?
you just can't really say the F word a lot, even though I said it like
Okay,
5
not the F
times
word. Okay. Ladies, I think it's the
in
height.
SA.
I think it's the light. Okay. I think it's the height of female arrogance to ever think that you are smart enough or insightful enough or supportive enough or deep enough or thoughtful enough for a man who's interested to ever forget you brought your pussy with you. We're not. We're not. We have other friends we can hang out with and chew with our mouths open. That's what we did. We're not interested in you first for your stimulating chit chat. That's not the first thing we're looking at. Are we sexually attracted to you? Yes or no? Dudes do not get dressed up going, boy, I hope I get into a meaningful relationship tonight. That's not it. We don't cut our hair.
The 80s and the 90s were the best cartoon era made, hands down. The new cartoons, I don't think they have the effect like we did. The 80s and the 90s were the best cartoon era made.
I think that's a great point for another discussion. I don't know how we got in there.
Nah, that was actually a recording of Grooming. Somebody played that Grooming. I was watching Grooming mouth. He was like, "Who the fuck is playing this shit, man?"
Okay. TJ has a question he wants to ask, so let's go ahead and bring him in. TJ, what say you?
I want to ask help me with the pronunciation. Is it Alyssa or Alicia?
Alicia. Thank you.
Alicia. Oh, I'm sorry. You should have
That's
corrected
okay.
me.
No, it's
Alicia.
okay. Thank you.
Alicia. Now, I've listened. I've heard you say, I know the guys are talking, but I can hear when you talk because you're a lady. So I heard you say a couple times, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that. It's a part in relation to like approaching. So and I think the average woman has your mindset, I'm not approaching the guy. I think that's an average thought amongst most women, is that they don't feel the need that they need to approach. So how do you get your guy's attention if there's not some level of approaching that you do? How do you let someone know that you are available?
As far as approaching, like I wouldn't be in a bar because I don't drink, but sitting a drink.
Remember earlier I said I like to take the bar out because that's not where you go find your how to ever fuck the goddamn bar. I told you how at the time how my wife got me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
How she okey doked me.
Yes, I like that approach. I like that approach.
Oh,
but would you do that?
Would you?
I would do that. Yeah, but not the like the bar.
I would never use that example again.
Okay.
Hey Jeff, did you?
What happened?
Were you listening? Were you listening, Jeff, when I told you what my wife did?
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would do something like that.
You would do something like that. So this is for Jeff because he weren't there. So Jeff, in my former life, I used to be an author. Like I was an author when they were handing out book deals. So I actually had a book deal because you got authors now who do self-publishing crap. No, I was at a book signing.
Like a publishing house gave you some.
Yes, so I was on a book signing on a book tour, and I was on usually book signings, your book tours, your hometown or where you're living at is the last one, so you can just go home. You know what I mean? So I'm at home, and I'm at a bookstore / cafe, whatever, and so I'm doing this book signing, and this woman approaches me. She was like second to last in line. She approaches me and she says, "Hey, I already read your book. I just want to get it signed." And she goes, "I'm a high school English teacher. Could you come speak to my class?" And me having had that before and had that request put in through my publisher before, no big deal. So, but this time I'm at home in my home city. I'm not going to make her go through no publisher. Gave her my contact information.
Sure.
Jeff, I stayed married to her for 12 years. Never once visited her class.
Oh.
She did her homework.
Not once.
He said, "Oh,
you
not
get
once.
to the kids, okay."
Yeah, fuck them kids. That's what she said. That's what she said. And let me tell you something. After about 2 weeks later, I forgot about her. 2 weeks later, she called.
You said, "Fuck them kids too."
Yeah. 2 weeks later, she called. We were talking about just life stuff, regular old conversation. That was the only time she ever called me. After that, I called her every time. The first time we met up outside was because I requested I made the invite.
You made the well. I think what's missing here is
it took me about a year before I realized I hadn't been invited to her class to speak.
Before you figured out these kids in another grade now. Shit.
I don't understand the problem. Like, what's the problem? I get that we want to keep traditional roles going, but I don't understand what's the problem with a woman
showing interest.
Yeah, like, because I understand back in the day, it was choosing signals. Like the girl, she'll drop something, like y'all said before. She'll look at you, or she'll do something, bump into you. Oh, excuse me, stuff like that. But I'm like, in 2024, with all the risks that a lot of dudes are dealing with what we see going on a day-to-day basis, like, I don't get why it's an issue for a woman to like initiate something. I'm not saying
that's not how she's taught.
I think I could explain it.
Go ahead, Uncle Jeff.
I think I could explain it. It is because, and again, I think and forgive me, Sister Grace. I'm Black first. I usually speak about Black women because specifically they have a relationship with their men that is unlike any in human history before. We've never seen this before. So I have to say that feminism, which is basically the white woman being upset about not getting her fair share of what her man stole from the Indians has nothing to do with black people. But because of what has happened with the feminist movement, if you are not willing to separate yourself as a woman outside of this mental Me Too bullshit, that's all that we see. So until you separate, ladies, your biggest enemy is not bad men or bad women. It is good women who protect and do not separate themselves from the bad women. You have to go out of the way to consecrate yourself so that we understand that we're not dealing with this Me Too bullshit. Now, how you do that is up to you. But what you're dealing with is what you asked for. You asked for equality. Well, now that's what you have. You should have asked for decency, because then I could pay you what you're worth and open your door. But so many of you eschew, you give chivalry the Heisman. So that leaves a man in this conundrum. Trey's not wrong. He's not. Because we are in a conundrum that has been built, excuse me, by you if we see you as a woman and you haven't separated yourself from it. So until you do, and I'm working on some products that may help you, but until you do, make it abundantly clear that you ain't under this shit, you're going to be dealing with this shit.
Well, here you go. Make a clear distinction, because we live in a world of have and have nots. So I get the concept of what you were trying to say, Unc. I get it. But we live in a world of haves.
What are you trying to say?
I kind of get the concept. But we live in a world of have and have nots. Those women that go out there and you see that they're married to the most successful men in the world.
Okay.
They initiated that.
I'm sorry. You're gonna need to back that up with some. That sounds very vague, and that sounds more like trying to say something than what I said.
Okay.
And Jay, wait, hold that thought, because TJ has to leave in 3 minutes, and he wanted to make an announcement. So let him make the announcement, because you guys are gonna deep dive into this. So go ahead, TJ. What say you?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me up here, and shout out to Black Men Up Filter Network. I just want to pass along that on my channel, Through the Fire podcast, on 2 weeks from today, I'll be doing my first Relentless series, and my first guest is going to be Obsidian. So one of the co-founders of the Black Manosphere. So I just want to make that announcement. 2 Mondays from now, I will be doing my first ever Relentless series on my channel, Through the Fire podcast. I think you can still find me under Real Bravado Network. I think you need to search that yet, because I haven't gotten in the algorithm yet. And I just want to make that announcement that he's going to be there. It's going to be interesting to have a origin story conversation with Obsidian. So I just wanted to put that out there for those. So go to my channel, subscribe, set a reminder. The thumbnail's already there. Set a reminder for the Relentless series featuring Obsidian in 2 weeks on Through the Fire podcast.
Can you put a link in the chat?
Yeah, let me see. How do I do that?
Yeah, man. I'll send some folks over there, man, to support, man. Yeah, put it in the chat.
All right, TJ, we got you, and we'll help you get it out, get the word out there and stuff. But guys, we got to stay focused, because I didn't know we was on a time limit. So I want to get the information that I, of course, researched, because I don't just come up here and talk my shit. I do my research and I bring solutions. Yes, I bring forth a lot of the fuckery that we go through, but at the end of the day, I also want solutions, because my intent is to unite us all, whether you're black, white, polka dot, Martian, melanated, not melanated, whatever the case may be. We need more unity.
My shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna teach y'all women a little game, and I'm gonna need somebody to drop me a cash app, because the game is to be sold, not told. Okay?
There's that.
So I looked up a article that it says, well, how do you get the man that you want? And I'm just going to drop a few gems here for y'all. Y'all could drop a few gems for me too. And you guys can agree with it or take it with the men on the panel. You can elaborate on it because I learned from men. If we want to know about men, we got to learn from the men, not these raggedy ass women that don't know shit, that are single, So this is why I think that my knowledge about men is my IQ is very high. I grew up in a 2-parent household. I had nothing but uncles and cousins around me. And I was that one chick that hung out with the dudes, either she was fucking the whole crew or she was with somebody with the crew. You know what I'm saying? I was with somebody with the crew. I wasn't doing the whole crew. But I think that my IQ on men is very high. So let's go over this. Don't look for the right man. Be the right woman. Be the right woman. We have a freaking list of 2,000 things that we want from a man. But before you ask a man something of the list, become the list. Okay? This bullshit that you want 6 feet, 6 figures, 6 abs, when your ass is fat, driving a hoopty, and work at McDonald's. I mean, it's not going to work, ladies. It's really not. It's not. Be confident in yourself, and not just with your pussy, but don't be desperate. Me, I'm from New York. I know you guys say it's masculine, but if I see a guy that I want at the grocery store, at the post office, I'm going to find a way to get some comment. I'm not going to lead with sex because I don't dress sexual. I'm not going to lead with vulgarity. I'm not going to lead with money. I'm going to lead with conversation.
Sure.
And then once I see that he's interested, I pass him the baton. I done my part. I let you know that I'm interested. Now it's up to you. Because with men, if you ladies didn't know, they don't like to be rejected and they don't want to go through the humiliation of rejection. And we don't teach our young boys about rejection. So sometimes they'll see a girl that they want to talk to, but because just that fear of rejection and humiliation, they'll miss out on the best girl ever. So sometimes it is up to us to smile at them. Let them know that we're interested. And I bet you that man will walk up to you right away. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and sexually. Take care of that goddamn vagina. I don't know if you guys believe in energy transfer, DNA imprints, but you cannot go around sleeping with 5, 6 different men and not expect to take on these men's characteristics and think that that's okay. I mean, save yourself for the one that you really want. Get you a rose, get you a pack of batteries, and deal with pussy discipline. Okay? And hold out on the guy that you want. Because I see these young women, they dress half naked. They're talking about they eat box and they do that. I mean, what's better? Me approaching a guy with conversation or dressing half naked talking about I want to eat your body? I mean, I don't get it. Maybe because I'm old school. I'm 49 years old. We were a little bit more discreet back then. We were freaks back then. We were playing 7 Minutes in Heaven and Spin the Bottle and all that bullshit. But we were a little bit more discreet with it than how it is today. There's no mystery.
These hoes ain't loyal. You gotta find somebody.
I mean, you give a man they're not intrigued because you're wearing the lingerie out in the streets. What is there left to wear in the bedroom? I'm just saying. I mean, you men can stop me at any time.
Nothing. That's what I want you to wear in the bedroom.
Quietly let him know you're interested. I may not be so quiet with it because I don't know when I'm ever going to see this man again. So I'm hollow. Okay. The only thing you're going to tell me is no. And most of the time I haven't been rejected, and a guy will gracefully let me down because he's not into chubby girls. And he's like, you're just not my type. Okay, no problem. Keep it moving. And here it is. A lot of guys are chicken. Their fear of rejection. They haven't been taught to deal with rejection, so they won't risk humiliation. If there's a chance they are going to be rejected, they probably won't go for it. So they need to have a pretty good idea that you're interested before they take it to the next level. There's nothing wrong with letting a man know because you're making it easier for him. Men, and I'm putting it out here for women. You want because if you won't do it, I will. And then y'all gonna get mad that I'm with your black men because I did what I had to do to get him and you didn't, and then you're gonna call me a black woman basher and that I'm racist and I'm all of that. Don't get mad, get a cape on and get super mad. Because I'm gonna get the man that I want. Period. Go ahead, Unc. What you got to say?
First, and I'm gonna guess you either from Brooklyn or the Bronx.
I got I'm half of me is from the Bronx, the other half is from the Queens.
Okay, and you Puerto Rican?
No, I'm Dominican Sicilian.
Dominican Sicilian. Okay, both the Moors invaded Sicily. Dominican is a boat stop, as is Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, the phrase comes from the breakdown of the phrase is port of riches. That riches was from the sale of slaves. So let's kill all this with Puerto Rican women are taking your black men. No, they're not. You haven't been to Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic. There's some brothers over there dark as Idris Elba. Anyway, the only thing I gotta give a little pushback on is the men and rejection. Any man that can't take rejection from a woman, too fucking bad.
Exactly.
Too fucking bad.
But they taking it to the extreme. They killing girls.
Oh, please, Grace, you're using a small amount of encounters.
Yeah, that's that's
they
not
can't take rejection. Ain't been rejected enough.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's the thank you. That's okay. There are 500 reasons a woman won't dance with you that ain't she's a bitch. This ain't her song. You look too much like her cousin. You look too much like the nigga that cheated on her best friend. Your feet hurt. There's 100 reasons. Take the fucking no on the chin, get the sand out your pussy and get it moving, dude.
Exactly.
That's one. That's one. Number two, in a little, and I'm really most of what you said, I'm like 92% in there.
Okay.
I'm 92% with you. The other 8 is just, I don't think that a woman necessarily has to full, and I'm not saying that's what you do, full court press a man. You don't. I think what you said about being approachable and kind, how about getting to know him as a human being? How about let's figure out what kind of human beings we are?
The content of their character.
Any two that's been watered down with the Dr. King shit. That's why I don't go there. Any two mammals can fuck. Okay? When we get naked, your stomach ain't flat, my dick ain't 10 inches long. Where are we now? We're at the point of honesty. And that's what sex is supposed to be about. Honesty. Be kind, be honest, and be peaceful, ladies. Put your dukes down. Stop looking to fight. Can we just be nice?
You're absolutely right. And
I'll say this, I'll land the plane. This you attract what you are is also bullshit. If you cute, you attract everything. What did you pick? And
okay. So once we get to that point where now both parties involved know that they're interested. Now for us women, we have to allow him to lead. Okay? Respect is a man's greatest emotional need and is hold on, let me finish.
Well, your verbiage is a little off. Allow?
I don't think so at all.
Let the man lead.
Girl, go ahead. Your verbiage wasn't no problem. That's what it is. It's women allowing men to lead. Otherwise, there would be a wrench.
You don't ever go to a woman and ask her, "Can I lead you?"
No, but guess what?
These are gems that I'm dropping to the women because women don't let men lead anymore.
No,
I lead. You make the choice to follow. If you don't, so be it. but I leave
Exactly.
regardless. But I'm not
Okay,
Exactly.
asking. But this
wait a
isn't
minute.
about
So
allowing.
hold on, back up a little bit.
I'm
He's
not
not.
allowing.
Damn.
Can we back up a little
He,
bit? Can we just back a whoa, Trey? Trey,
he not getting the point,
Trey,
man.
okay,
He
No,
not
no,
Trey,
no.
getting the
It's
point.
not.
no,
It's
I
not
don't
about
think
getting the
so. I
point.
don't think so.
Words
Can we back up?
matter.
Yes,
Words matter.
absolutely.
Words do
And
matter.
words have
Guess what,
definition. So when you use the
Trey?
word allow, that means that you have given permission. You're telling somebody it's okay for you to do this.
Okay.
The fact of
Okay,
the matter is,
Trey.
I don't ever ask a woman, can I lead you?
All
I
right.
just
Trey,
lead.
it's not about you
I just
asking.
lead. And if she doesn't like it, she can get off the fucking train and go on about her
Trey.
business.
Okay, Trey.
Trey.
Is it
I'm trying to teach women of what to
Well, you
do.
need
I'm
to
not
teach them the
literally
proper
saying
way.
it. Tell the
You need to teach them the
man to
proper
lead.
way. You need to teach them the proper way.
okay? Can I?
When
Can
you
you?
use words like
Grace,
allow, you setting them up for failure.
All right.
And
Can
I
I get?
also have,
No, a
you didn't ask, but
woman.
I had
Trey,
pushback for your point. Stop trying to
Trey.
interrupt me. It's not going to work.
Let him run. Let him
Holy
run.
sh-
Let
I
him
had
run.
pushback for your last
Dude,
point
cook
too,
out,
but
cook
you
out.
skipped ahead. You let Uncle Jeff have all the time. But I had pushback too about rejection. Since when are young boys not used to being rejected? We play games that are full of competition when we grow up. Somebody has to lose.
But they're not taught how to deal with rejection.
Of course
That's the
you are
point.
taught to deal with rejection. Of course you are.
How?
You are using a small. You coach basketball. They're not taught how to lose. They're not taught about rejection.
No,
and
they're
when they
giving a
lose.
trophy. Everybody's giving a trophy now for participation. I
Do
tell
they
my
not- did
kids,
they-
no,
did
you
they-
suck.
did they-
You're
did
not
they-
playing today.
Did they not
That's the kind of
lose?
coach I was.
Did they
I'm not
not
going to
lose?
sugarcoat it.
Did they not lose?
Who? Me?
I coached the participation trophy kids too, and they still lost. And when they lost, they cried because they lost, regardless of the trophies that they got. Young boys are taught rejection. They get it when they grow up and they go through middle school. The girl that they like, she don't like
But
them
are they
back.
taught how to
He's taught
handle
about
it? That's what I'm trying to
what
get at.
exactly would you like for them to do to handle it? Because what you're using is a small sample size saying, well, a lot of these guys can't handle it and he's going to go to the trunk and go get his gun.
A lot of these young men do not have the emotional intelligence, Trey, and they're doing crazy shit. And you've heard of it.
Millions of women get hollered at every day. Millions. How many cases end with the woman getting murdered at the end of the day, or her getting physically assaulted by the man? How many
Very
cases?
few.
Very few.
Drake, Drake said a lot of things that I would disagree with, but Trey, I don't know why you taking it to the place that you taking it to. Like it's not even that. It's not even that
Because
deep.
words have meaning, and for you people that always want to give advice to somebody, what you say matters. Yes,
Talking about us black
you
people?
Yes, I use the words "you people." Yes,
Yeah,
because
look,
if you're going to advocate and
All
you're
right,
going to give
allow.
advice, it needs to be good
Grace, let me
advice.
know when it's my turn.
Okay, well, guess what, Trey? I'm gonna give you some great advice. Guess what? The word allow is not a crazy word to say when a woman says, I allow him to lead, because she has to be willful to follow. So she allowed him to lead by pushing back, taking back on what she's actually doing. You want to say it's crazy to say allow. A lot of women say, I allow him to lead me, because they do.
The
It's not saying
definition.
that
I'm gonna read you the
they are
definition of
stopping. No,
allow. I'm
hold
gonna
up.
read you the definition of allow.
Hold up real
Give
quick, Trey, before
someone
you read.
permission
Okay.
to do something. That's the definition of allow.
Okay, guess
Give
what?
someone
She
permission.
gave that man the permission
No,
to
men should
lead
not be
her.
asking. Men should not be asking for permission.
I
They're
never
not
said
asking for
that.
He don't
Just
get it.
these are
He
notes
don't get
that
it.
I have to tell women, allow the man to lead. You're
just said
taking
it
it too
again.
literally.
No. He's crazy as hell
How am I
because a
taking it
man.
literally? You're using
Okay, here.
words
Trey.
Okay, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. I'm not doing this.
Grace,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna kill
doing
it real
this.
quick. Grace, I'm gonna kill it real quick right here. Trey, I want you to understand how.
I don't
Oh
need to
man.
understand anything. I'm good.
No.
I'm good.
I'm about to kill it.
Words
Okay,
don't
just
matter.
mute
Go
Trey
ahead,
real
Grace.
quick,
Words don't matter.
because
Say
I'm gonna
whatever
say
you
it.
want.
I'm gonna
The
say it.
definition
I'm
is
gonna say it
irrelevant.
regardless. Okay, guess what? When a man asks a woman to marry him, hey, will you be my wife? He's asking her to follow him. He's asking her to let him lead. He's asking her to confide in him about being the leader in that wherever their lifestyle is going to go. That's a man asking a woman. What are you talking about?
And that's exactly why marriage is trash. Because men should not be asking women anything.
I'm pretty sure that nigga ain't married.
No, and never, bruh, can you read? It says The Lifetime Bachelor. It says
Well,
it right there in front of you.
hey, good
But
luck with that.
I know. Words don't have definitions in
Nah,
y'all.
good luck with that.
In
Good
y'all
luck with
world.
that.
Okay,
Words
guys,
don't mean
time
anything
out.
in y'all
Let's
world.
just move
Doesn't mean
on.
anything.
Let's
Words
move
just
on.
Good luck.
Let's
words.
Good
please
luck. Good luck with that.
let's move on. Okay.
That nigga
So let me
tripping.
continue.
No, nigga, you tripping because you don't know the definition
I'm
of
sorry.
words.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah,
Allow.
you have Anissa. You have
Okay.
Anissa on audio as well as Trucker Yale. Embrace.
Okay, so Anissa, what say you? Let's get some fresh perspective here. Anissa, what say you?
I want you to go ahead and finish your list. I already know two things I'm a push back on, but go ahead and finish your list and then I'll comment.
Okay, let's go through the list and then we'll push back. So, like I was saying, respect is a man's greatest emotional need. It is what a man needs most to see in a woman for long-term relationships. Men love hearing, another thing, admire your men. They love hearing that you admire them. They love knowing that the woman admires them. You have to have a unique ability to speak life into your man. Doing so would touch his heart in a very deep way. These are things that I'm trying to drop for women who are seriously competing for the man that they want. Cursing your man out, to belittling him, dehumanizing him, it's not the way to go. When was the last time one of y'all smiled to a man? When was the last time you told your man that you were proud of him, that you were grateful for him, that you appreciated him? Believe it or not, the most important words to win a man's heart is not "I love you," it's "thank you." They want to feel appreciated. They want to feel needed. But do we do that to our men and for our men? Honestly, thank him for the things that he does. I know a lot of you ladies think that this is acting soft and desperate and pick me, but at the end of the day, isn't that the fucking ultimate goal, is to get picked and to get married? It's hilarious to me when people call me a pick me, but I always got a man and you single. I've been married 12 years. You never been married, so I must have been doing something right. Not perfect. I've made my mistakes. And these are just things that I'm trying to let women know, guys, that y'all taking shit too far. I mean, I'm just trying to show other ways of how women can compete with men to get the man that they want, because you're competing with me. Okay? The next chick is competing with me. And if I cook and I clean and I only got one son, I'm a better commodity than the next chick who's not willing to cook, who's not willing to clean, got 3 kids from 3 different men. I mean, it's easier to say who's the better pick.
Grace,
but come
we
on
all
now.
compete. We all compete, and that's the grand
We
scheme
all
of things.
are. We all are.
Yeah,
But
we
I'm
all
just trying to
compete with
show
each
game
other.
to some women on how to do better to get the man that they want. Again, we can get men. It's very easy for women to get men. But do we get the men that we want? And then on top of it, do we keep the man that we want? Because that's when the real work begins.
Yeah.
My mama always used to tell me, never have your man come home you looking like shit. Always look right. Always be clean. Always be fresh. Leave the house clean. Have his meal ready. Have the clothes done. That's what I was taught, and that's what I saw all my life. Not just from my mama, from my aunties, from my grandma, from both sides of the family, Italian and Dominican, and even all my other black friends that I hung out with, since, I'm not black enough. I mean, come on. It's what you're taught, is what you learn, and what you're modeled. But that doesn't mean we can't learn to do better so we can be better. That's all I'm trying to put out here, guys. You guys are tearing this shit apart, and this is really for the women, and you guys are just like taking over the whole goddamn show.
Well,
Grace, I'll tell you this. This is what happens when. No, I'm here. Let me say this real quick, Grooming, and then you got it, man. Look, this is what happened when we have men that come in and compete, and we nod heads on like different ideas or how we feel about certain things. And it's perfectly fine to have different views on stuff, but when it comes down to it, what's the grand scheme? What's the ultimate goal of what we're trying to get to? And I might have came in and caused some little division, and I'm sorry for that. But I'm literally saying, like, men and women both have to compete for each other. We have to, regardless of how you feel about it. And I think that's how it is. And I believe certain things signify certain things. Now, if that's disagreed on the other side, man, by all means disagree. But it's not going to change reality because I try my best to operate in reality, not how I feel about shit.
How
So
everybody
Grooming,
doing?
you go next, and then I got Anissa that she's still on standby. And my queen on the panel, if you have something to say, just raise your hand up because I gotta be an air traffic controller here now. So go ahead, Grooming, and then Anissa, it's up to you.
You said at one point we don't think women don't think they're men. I think that's 100% right because if we realize you guys appreciate what we do for you guys, and it goes both ways. It goes for you women too, of course. But a couple of my relationships have failed for that reason because I felt like I'm getting used, being a taxi driver, cooking, cleaning, whatever the case was, I was doing.
Something wrong with the.
But if she just looked at me like, I actually thank you for doing that. Let's or whatever, however she wanted to express, she doesn't have to say thank you. Some shape or way or form saying you as a woman appreciate your man. And I think that's where a lot of relationships and marriages do fail for that because you, as a man, I got frustrated multiple times. Like, damn, what the fuck am I doing this for? You know what? Let me just bounce and call it a day. But as dumb as I stuck around because I don't give up easily on anything. My point is trying to get to is if you tell your man you appreciate him and you want to fight for him, things might be a little different.
Absolutely. You guys, I will put it on the table. If I want to evolve something with somebody and we've been talking, I'm going to put it on the table. And if they reject it, okay, on to the next. If they take it, hey, let's get in it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because if I don't, the next female will. There's nothing wrong with that. If women are out here dressed and acting like men,
it's masculine.
Okay, let it be masculine, but isn't it not?
That's the problem. See, every time I say that something's masculine, your response is, well, let it be. That's the issue. We have too many women running around wanting to be masculine. That is the problem.
Wait. How's that masculine?
Women should not be approaching men.
We're in 2024. There's women asking men to get married.
Hold on, Embrace. Hold on. Wait. Let me ask. Wait. Hold on.
Embrace,
I don't know if
that
y'all
was
can
my
hear me. I'm
pushback
sorry.
for you.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, baby. Yeah, we can hear you. But wait, Anissa
Okay,
got to go first. Oh, wait, let Anissa go first. Anissa, go ahead, baby.
Yeah, that was the only pushback that I really had for you, because you said something earlier about how women need to make it easier for men. I absolutely do not think we need to make it easier for men. You're looking for a leader. Listen. You're looking for a leader, a protector, a provider. You're looking for all of that in a man. You do not have to make it easy for him to approach you.
Okay, we can agree to disagree, and that's why there's a lot of women single.
But you're single. But you're single as well.
Wait, Anissa. I am not single. I am not single. You see, you just jump into conclusions about my life. I am not single.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
That's what I meant. You're single. You're single. This is my
Let's be real. Like we ain't got to do those little shots right there.
It's like, why do we have to personalize everything?
No, like Anissa, or whatever her name is.
You don't.
What's her name?
Anissa, have you ever been married?
Yeah, I sure have.
Okay, so you're a divorcee, just like me.
Yeah, you're single. I'm single. If you're not married, you're single. That's what single means.
And you're right. I agree with you.
Okay, well, she's in a relationship.
You're not
she's not
dating or
single.
something like that. But unless you are married, you are a single woman. That's all I mean.
You're absolutely right.
Crazy,
if I had to fill out an application, I would have to put that I'm single. You're absolutely right.
That's all I'm saying, Grace. I'm not throwing shots.
Nah, you said a lot more than that.
It has just been my experience, and I'm just speaking from personal experience. If a man is intentional about you and he wants you, you don't have to help him do that.
You crazy as hell.
I'm just
Girl,
You don't
talking
have to
about
do
the
that.
initial approach. That's
You
all
don't
I'm
have to do
talking
that.
about.
You
no.
don't have to do that.
She come from the generation why she don't got a man still. Because she don't want to put forth no effort to get the man.
I don't have to chase a man to get him.
Okay, well,
I
guess
don't
what?
have
That's
to
not
do all that.
Stay
chasing.
by yourself.
It
You
is
don't have to
Yo,
do
chasing.
that.
It
You
Stay by
don't.
absolutely is
yo,
yourself.
chasing.
You
That's why
don't
you
have
still
to
by
do
yourself.
that.
That's why
yo,
you still by yourself.
Okay, let's move on to
listen,
Trucker
listen.
Yale.
But
Nonsense,
Embrace is by
man.
herself, and she's the
She
aggressor.
has
So,
a man.
oh my God, everybody has a man.
Oh,
Okay,
Everybody got
listen,
you
listen.
must
something.
got a couple of them. You just letting
Everybody
anybody,
got
Dick and Tom and
something.
Harry, come around
All
tonight.
right,
Yeah.
let's go to Trucker
Everybody
Yale.
got
What you
something,
talking about?
and I don't
Okay,
chase none of them. I got a few
Man,
okay.
of them,
look,
but I
man,
don't chase
look.
none of them.
I don't
Cool.
like
Listen,
talking to people. I don't like talking to people who I can't see their
listen.
face.
Yo,
Damn
listen.
one.
Y'all gotta stop trying to change women to something they not. All right, if they not a wife, they're not a wife. If they whatever it is, they whatever it is. Okay, y'all trying to force individuals to be something they not, which really is catastrophic. So okay, outside of that, how you doing, Embrace? How everybody
I'm
doing? How
good.
y'all
How are
doing? How the
you,
people
Trucker
doing?
Yale?
Okay.
I'm
I
good.
mean,
I
I
just
had my
I
glass of wine. I already knew this shit was gonna pop off,
Who
so
is
it's all
trying to
good.
force
so
somebody to be something that they're not?
ho- okay. First off, okay, she said okay. Let me start with the two fellas first. Yo, first off, there's nothing wrong, okay, with a woman actually approaching a guy. If anything, that's actually more that's actually very attractive because that let me know that that woman know exactly what she want instead of second guessing and all the other bullshit. Now, two, I'm sorry, that's not masculine. I don't understand where that masculine part comes from, right? And then the main reason I came up here, yo, you supposed to move as a man regardless, whether she lets you or not, right? But it's her decision if she's going to follow. Okay, when they say allow, okay, they mean relinquish. Okay, you can't
Thank you.
That's
force
not what it
nobody.
means.
Hold
That's not
on,
what the
they
word
can't.
means. You guys are making,
My
you guys are
God,
literally making a definition for
Let
what
him
it.
talk. Let him
No,
finish.
I'm not
my
gonna let him
nigga,
spew incorrect
yo,
information.
I've
The
been
word allow does not mean relinquish.
okay, all right, bro, come on, bro. Hold on, are you married? Are you married?
I will
You have a
never get
family?
married. Why do y'all? Hold on, let me ask you a question.
Okay,
Why
then
is marriage
stay.
this
Hold on, no,
plateau?
no, no,
Like,
no,
if you're
no.
not married, you
Why?
haven't done
Okay,
anything.
okay,
Like,
no, it
it's
is.
not that fucking
Yo,
difficult to go
listen.
downtown to a courthouse and
It
sign
is
some
that.
fucking papers and say, "Oh, we're married."
Yo,
Like, you haven't done anything special. You haven't done
Dude.
anything special.
To his point, man, allow to give
Let's
permission.
be.
That's what the women are
No,
doing.
listen. I'm not asking for her to.
None.
Okay, so first off, if she don't follow, if she don't follow, okay, if she don't respect you as a man, okay, you ain't asking, all right? That's just one point. Why the fuck would you be asking as a man? So if she not respecting you as a man and she always giving you pushback, don't force her. Move the fuck on and find a woman that's gonna appreciate and respect you regardless. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all trying to force women, all this other goofy bullshit, to literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, let y'all lead. Like, yo, no, you don't do that. Stop wasting time, because time is priceless. If she don't respect you as a man, okay, stop trying to force that woman to allow you to lead. If you find a chick that says, well, I'm allowing you to lead, that's a red flag. Move the fuck on.
No, look,
That's
I
what I'm
agree
And
talking
with
that's
you.
about,
all
bro.
I was trying to say.
Look, I agree
That's
with
what I'm
you. If
saying.
I agree with you, if it comes up and it comes out of a woman's mouth is saying, "I'm allowing you to lead," that's one thing. But any woman getting in line with what a man is already doing, she is relinquishing her a little bit of her own autonomy, and she's allowing the man because she's not being a barrier in between what you're trying to do and where you're trying to take them to. She's allowing this process to take place. She's allowing that because just like here, guess what? You work for a company. Let's say you work for McDonald's and you on the burger line, and they yell out Big Mac, and you just decide that you're not going to allow a Big Mac to go out, so you just don't do it. or you do
Okay.
allow a big man to go out and you make it.
Okay.
Like
Let me ask
you
you. Let me
getting
ask
caught
you.
up on the word. He's getting caught up on the word. I know you not,
No.
because I get your point,
Okay.
and I
Let
agree
me
with your point.
let me ask y'all something. What's the end goal to all of this? It's family,
End
right?
goal is to see men and women together. My
Yo,
end goal,
That's my
men and
end goal.
women
Family
together.
unit.
hold on. What is the end goal? Like, what's the ultimate end goal? Because it seems like a lot of people move based in fear and all this other bullshit. So outside of that, what is the actual end goal? It's family, right?
Men and women
Strengthen the
Men,
together,
family,
nuclear families that
men
can
and
build
strengthen the black
societies.
community.
okay, the community, right? So why is people out here? Listen, y'all wasting time going back and forth trying to do this, force people to be something they not. Yo, rock with the ones that want the family at the end of the day, not just
Exactly.
women and kids,
Exactly.
Grace,
not
Grace,
just
tell this
not a
man
dude
understand.
and kids.
What's my
All of
saying,
that,
Grace?
y'all,
Tell him.
bro, y'all arguing back and forth about women allowing y'all to be like allowing, like that's ignorant. Like y'all wasting time on that.
What's the word, man? Grace,
You know
what's
what I'm
the
saying?
One of
saying?
the
A very
issues,
good point.
that the black community has is our inability to communicate properly. And one of the reasons why we cannot communicate properly is because everybody is making up definitions and to words that have a definition. And so if you're saying one thing, Grace is saying one thing, and I perceive it to be what it actually means, but she means it to be something else, we are ineffectively communicating. So I don't understand how you are supposed to have this community, how we're supposed to repair this community, and we can't even communicate with one another because everybody's living the way they want to live and making up words the way they want to see it and how it makes them feel. No, you guys, we had
Okay,
a
Trey.
conversation on
Are you
Friday.
tripping, bro? Like,
We had a
Hold on,
conversation on Friday. We had a
hold
conversation on
on.
Friday about baseline. That was the topic about baseline on the barbershop. The baseline has to be communication. We all have to speak the same
Okay,
language. And we're
Trey. So
not
hold
speaking
up,
the
Trey.
same
So
language.
Trey,
man, Trey
let me
tripping.
ask, hold on.
No, nigga,
Trey, what
you're
is the end goal?
tripping. Because you're making up
Hold on.
words. You cannot make a
Yo.
definition to words. It
I
doesn't
can
work
tell
that
you
way.
what your own definition is and how
Hold
you're
on.
wrong.
No,
How
I'm
you're
not
Yo.
wrong.
wrong.
Trucker Yale just
Bro,
came on here and
Dude,
said the
let me
same
tell
thing
this
I
dude here
said.
real quick. Let me tell him
Trucker
how he
Yale
wrong.
literally just said the same thing I
Grace,
said.
can I tell this dude how he wrong real quick?
Can we
Because his
hurry up?
definition.
Because I want to move on
Yeah.
from
I'm
this.
gonna speed
He's
it up.
been
I'll say it
talking a
real
whole
quick.
bunch.
Like
He ain't saying
your
shit all night.
definition, you're stuck on the word allow. That means for somebody to give permission.
You
For
can't
somebody
give
to
me
give
permission if I
permission.
didn't ask for it. That's the point I'm
Every
trying to
person
make.
has. When a woman takes a man's hand in marriage, she's giving him permission to lead her life. What are you talking
Exactly.
about? You ain't
That is
never
a
been
fact.
married. That's why you saying what you saying. Because you ain't never had no responsibility of nobody else in your life.
What the
You
fuck are
don't
you talking
understand what
about? The fuck are
dude.
you talking?
You
First
said
of
you
all,
have never been
no,
married. Hold
absolutely,
on, hold on.
absolutely not.
You
Absolutely
said
not. Nope,
you have
nope,
said
nope,
yourself
nope,
just
nope,
on this
nope,
live stream.
nope, nope,
He's never
nope,
been married
nope,
and he
nope,
will
nope,
never be
what,
married,
nope,
right?
nope, nope. What do you
Am I
consider?
right,
What do you
everybody?
consider responsibility of somebody else's life?
A
Yo,
man has to protect over his wife and his children.
I have children.
So you
that
just
don't
out
mean
here having
shit.
sex irresponsibly.
But
Marriage is
bro, that don't,
bullshit.
bro.
What part of that don't you understand?
No, it's
It is
bullshit in your
bullshit.
goddamn. No, it's
If
bullshit in
marriage
your
is
life.
bullshit, and y'all know, and
You
most
want
of
to
y'all
talk about
niggas are
y'all look.
miserable.
He
Most
want
of
to
y'all
talk
motherfuckers
about
are
helping the
fucking
black community.
miserable, and y'all
I want you to hear this.
relationship get old,
Hey, check the
fucking ugly,
check
and
game,
y'all
Grace.
get upset
Grace,
about
can
it.
I get some mute?
Most of y'all
Can I
are
get some mute?
You
miserable
guys,
fucking
what?
husbands.
Can we have
Miserable.
one mic?
Can I get
One
some
mic.
mute real quick? Trey is over here talking about we need to figure out what the solution is to help the black community, and he's over here
No, I'm
helping
not. I
destroy it.
never said that. You putting words in my mouth.
No,
I
you
know the
said that.
solution to the black community,
You
and it
said
ain't
that.
no
I mean,
fucking
no.
families. It ain't no fucking
Trey,
families. Families are not going to fix
Trey,
this community because the
Trey,
women are fucked up.
What
And
the
in order
fuck
for
are
you to
you
have a
talking
change,
Trey,
about,
you would
nigga?
have to
What?
fix
Trey,
the women first, and nobody has the fucking answer for the women. So
Oh
until you
my
can fix
Trey.
the
god, yo,
women,
you
Hey,
got
y'all are
to.
look,
done. Black
can I
community is
please,
done. Fried, cooked,
can I please get
done.
a
It's
second, Trey?
over.
Trey,
Trey,
So
can I
that
Cooked,
means
please
cooked,
get a second?
then your
burnt.
daughter. Then what do you say? What's left to say about your daughter, Trey? Because
I've
she's going to
already
be
said it.
grow up to be a woman.
I will encourage my daughter to date outside. I've already said that. She doesn't have to. She have to be with a black man to have a family. Y'all the
man,
ones
what the
stuck on this
bro? See,
race loyalty
bro, no,
bullshit.
man,
Y'all
no,
stuck on that
Well,
bullshit.
I
I'm
never
not
said
no.
stuck
that.
on
Hold
it.
on,
I'm talking all across the board. You want a good man.
My daughter can
And I
date
just
a-
kill
my daughter
Trey's
can date a
argument real
married
quick.
Hold on.
She doesn't have to be
Trey,
stuck in
if you
dating
have
just
this,
a
hold on.
black
If
man.
you have this fucking belief, hold on. If you have this belief, then why the fuck are you on here in the first place? If you got this ideology, if you really believe in this motherfucking shit that you talking about, then why the fuck you up here talking this shit?
Because the topic was about
hold up,
competition.
no, it's not no fucking competition when it comes
Grace,
to
what's the
fucking
topic,
family, my
Grace?
nigga. Yo,
Grace,
what
what's the
you talk?
topic?
Yo, first off,
Grace,
you're
what's the
talking
topic?
about you're fucking
Grace,
talking
what's the
about
topic?
niggas, marriage is this,
Grace,
that, and
what's
the
the
third. What the fuck are
topic?
you talking about?
Is the topic competition or not?
The topic is if you want a good man, your ass got to compete.
Thank you. That's why I'm here. Because that has nothing
Yeah,
to do with
but you're
marriage.
not talking
That
about
has nothing to do with
the
marriage.
women, Trey.
That has
So
Trey,
nothing to
let
you're
me
do
get
with
not
this
talking
right.
marriage.
about the women.
So let me get this
That
right.
has
So
absolutely
so
nothing
that's
to
what
do
you
with
came
marriage.
up here to
No,
do.
you married
No,
motherfuckers
that's
always
what
want to
you
come
came
on
up
here
here to do.
because
Is
y'all
to
want
literally
motherfuckers to be
tell
as
motherfuckers not
miserable
to
as
live their
y'all
life.
are and get married, and men are not going to do it. We're not falling for that shit. Y'all motherfuckers are fat and miserable
Man,
and upset.
Fat
And I'm
man,
not
bro,
going to
your
stand for
goddamn
it.
face look like a goddamn potato, a whole goddamn
Black
old
man,
man
can you
nutsack.
mute
What the fuck are you
the
talking
goddamn
about?
shit, man? God damn,
Bro,
mute
see,
the
that's
whole
what I'm
damn
talking,
shit, man,
bro,
because this
man.
is
See,
crazy,
no.
bro. Like,
First off, man, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's some weak ass shit as a fucking grown ass man. Yo, if you got a problem with marriage, nigga, then get your bitch ass off this goddamn thing. Like
No,
that don't make any
the
sense, my
panel
nigga.
isn't
No,
about
it don't.
marriage.
No,
This isn't about marriage. You
no, but
made it
that's the
about
fucking
marriage because
no.
that's
That's
all
what
the
the
fuck y'all
problem
can
is
talk about.
now.
Yeah,
Everybody
you
Y'all
want
wants
to
to
talk
drop
get
a
about that
cash
motherfuckers
out,
marriage.
pregnant,
press
bro.
like,
This isn't
subscribe, and
about
share.
marriage. This was about
Grace, you
Support the
love
competition.
this
content
shit.
creators.
It was about
Grace, you love this
competition.
shit.
Like,
Trey,
how we
I'm gonna say
Y'all
supposed to,
keep
this.
making it
it
about
doesn't make
Why
Hey,
any
you
can I-
sense.
want
My
to make
niggas
it about
talking about,
marriage? This
Trey,
is not
hold
about
up.
marriage.
Niggas is talking about getting
Y'all are
women pregnant
frustrated
and them mother,
anytime anybody
yo.
has any pushback against marriage.
Guys, this
They
is
get
not
upset and
You
get
are,
constructive
angry about it.
conversation. Can we just drop it and move
Can we all be
on?
Everybody
Grace,
doesn't
majority?
I
want to
need to
be
say one
fucking
thing.
married.
I need to
And
say
think
one
marriage
thing
is
real
Trey
not
quick.
the
Can,
understands
can I
that
have
marriage is
the
not
queen on the
for the
panel
community.
talk? We
Embrace.
need a female
I'm gonna come
perspective in
back.
here.
Grace, I
Jesus.
need to say, Grace, I need to say
Come back,
one
man.
thing.
I
I
can't.
need to say
I
one
can't, bro.
thing and
This
one
is
thing only.
crazy, bro.
One thing only, Jay.
And I'll leave. I'll
This is
leave after this.
crazy, bro.
I'm being dead serious.
This shit don't make any sense, bro.
Hey, look, I just want to say this to Trey.
Husband's in
Thank God.
town.
Look, I
Another
just want to
man with
say
some
this.
damn common sense, man. JT, get your
I
goofy
just
ass
want.
dude, bro. He already
Grace is
talking
blessed.
this
You
bullshit.
want y'all
We've not
want men, y'all
registered
want
now.
black
Get
men
this
to
goofy
marry
ass
the
nigga,
worst
dog.
fucking women on the planet. That's what
What
you
up?
want.
What up?
You
What
want
up,
to
I
marry
brother?
the
just
black
want to
woman,
say this
and the
shit.
black
Damn,
women are the
Trey, do
worst
you even
fucking
like
women on
women?
the planet.
Trey, can I say
I'm
this
sorry,
to
what was
you real
that?
quick? Like, Trey, can you
What
listen
was
to
that?
me? Trey,
Damn,
Trey,
bro.
Hold on,
Trey.
Grace. What was that?
No, Trey,
What did
can
you
you
say,
listen for
Grace?
1 second? Trey,
Grace, what did you
1
say?
second.
What did you say, Grace?
I asked you, do you even like women?
Exactly.
God,
That's what I thought.
Jesus.
Typical female answer. Anytime you have any pushback against women, especially women who suck and are
Well, you
trash
said
as
we
black
ain't
women,
Bro.
shit, that we're
the
fat,
first
we're
thing you want to
stupid.
fucking
I
do,
mean, you have nothing, I have
the
heard
first thing
nothing
y'all want to do, I
positive
talked
out of
about
your
the
mouth.
men. I talked about
That's
the
a
men being
legit
fat.
question.
I talked men about the men being
Grace,
fat.
can
The
I say
first
this
fucking
last thing?
thing, the problem
I'm about to go. It's getting late.
is that you guys don't want to hear anything that's truthful or that's
No,
anything outside
no,
of
nigga,
a
what you
fucking
talking
echo
about
chamber.
ain't
You just
fucking
want everybody
truthful,
to
nigga.
fucking agree. I
It's
don't
not
agree with marriage. It's
truthful. It's
trash.
not
And
true.
the marriage
Okay, then why
statistics
the fuck are
prove
you
it.
up here
The
then?
marriage
Because
statistics
that's the
prove it.
problem
How
now.
many
That's
people
the
are getting
problem
divorced?
now.
How many people are
That
getting
is the
divorced?
problem
How many
now.
people getting divorced? Because
That
it's
is the
50%.
trash.
problem now. Because
80%
niggas
of
will
women are filing for
50%,
divorce.
basically,
bro.
Why? Because
that
it's
is the problem
trash.
now,
And
nigga. Because
everybody
y'all
is
Can
is
I get,
realizing
can I
it,
get,
and
can I
y'all
get
keep
y'all
some
is
trying to
help
crazy
push
from
it.
like
We're
It's
not
moderators and
getting,
shit?
we're
failed
not getting anywhere.
problem
institution.
now.
It is
Can
a
we get a
failed
distraction
institution.
BMU something?
Marriage
And I
is
just
a
just
Mayday!
Man, will you please learn this motherfucker?
I just need
All
to
right,
meet
y'all.
for a
Listen.
second, just so I can just say real here, JT. Let me get out of here real quick, like man. I appreciate. Look, man, just let me get up out of here. For what's it? Forget his name, man. I can't see his name right now.
Trade.
Trey. Look, man. I think you should join the group like MGTOW. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm
I
not
don't
saying
need any
that to
fucking
trigger you.
advice from you. I don't need any fucking
literally
advice from
okay.
you.
Okay.
I don't
Can
need
you
any
just
fucking
let him
advice from
talk?
No,
Let
no,
him
I'm not.
talk.
No, I'm not. If he's going to address me, I'm going to address it back. I don't need any
But let
fucking
him
advice from
finish
you.
and then address it. You're
No,
not listening to
because you're not going to
listen.
give me the
You're
opportunity
listening to
do it. You're
respond.
not going to give me the opportunity to do it. So I'm going to address it now. I don't need any advice from you. Say what you need to say, but you don't have to address me at all. I don't need any advice from you, bro.
Okay. Look. I understand your mindset, and I understand the difficulties that men deal with when it comes to getting into marriages. And that's why you haven't heard me on this entire panel say, get married in the West right now. But I did hear you push back really hard on women actually pursuing men or actually shooting their shot. I did hear you push back really hard on a woman saying that she would allow a man to lead. Look, we have to allow a lot of things. I have to allow my boss to tell me what the fuck to do every day I go to work. But that's outside of the box, because we're crazy now when we say allow, give somebody permission to do something. I really think you in that MGTOW type shit, that black pill type shit. Because, dude, I understand there are bad things that can happen to men in relationships, and I understand there are bad things that happen to women in relationships. But I don't coat my heart cold like coal and come out here and be like, fuck that. Ain't no woman gonna tell me. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Life is nothing but give and take. You give and take with the people that you're around. Okay, guess what, nigga? I
have a
see your
question
ass
for
sitting there with a
Trey.
goddamn industrial vent above your head, nigga. I think you gave a little bit to get in that bitch, because you ain't taking what you want. Because if you was taking what you want, you wouldn't have that industrial ass vent right behind your head with a goddamn smoke detector. Shut the
Good
fuck
night,
up
Jay.
talking,
I'll
nigga.
see you Thursday.
I'm sorry.
You can stop it.
That makes absolutely no sense. Like most of what he said all night makes no
I
sense.
have a question for Trey.
Good luck.
Hi, Trey. Can you hear me?
I can go ahead.
Oh, well, I want to say thank you for expressing your opinion. I'm sure there are a lot of brothers that feel the way that you do. Um, I was wondering if you were a believer in monogamy at all.
If two people decide that they want to be monogamous and they can truly actually do it, then yeah, it's fine. But me personally, in my personal life, no, I don't. I would never practice monogamy.
Well, it explains why you respond the way you do. I think. I mean, that's you're entitled to that. That's monogamy is not for everyone, in my belief. It's not for everyone. I think we should start there, because it's doomed to fail if you don't believe in monogamy to begin with. But I just want to say thank you for your opinion, and that was it.
There are people who are in monogamous marriages and
Damn, she can get that so
their
graceful.
marriages don't make it. Monogamy is not the end all be all of a marriage. There are people getting divorced day in and day out, and majority of the time it has nothing to do with whether or not the person cheated. It has everything to do with money. It has everything to do with money. That's
Just
where
say
a lot
you
of these
scared,
people
my
get married.
nigga. Just say you listen. Just say you
There's
scared, and
nothing
we can
to
move
be
on, bro.
scared of. I don't want to do it
bro.
because I
No.
know what I see every day. And
Just say you,
bunch of men who have gotten
just say
soft
you're
around the
scared,
waist,
my nigga.
who weigh 300 fucking pounds
Just
and got
say
soft around the
you're
waist because
scared,
they
my
got
nigga.
married. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that you have a wife and she made
It
you
don't.
soft. A lot of y'all are
Okay,
soft because you got
Just
married.
say you are afraid, my nigga. Because only
Afraid
bitches
of what is
move
there
like
to
the
be
way you
afraid
do.
of? I will
Because
control the
first off,
marriage,
nigga,
sir.
just say
What is
you
there to be
afraid, bro.
afraid of?
First off, nigga, the fact that you even have the audacity to say niggas is just getting married and niggas just get 300 pounds and soft in the way. Marriage don't make you soft. If you were soft,
How much
if
you
you
weigh,
get
Trucker
soft,
Yale?
if you
How much
get
you weigh?
soft, hold
How
on.
much you weigh,
Let me
Trucker
finish,
Yale?
my nigga.
How much
If
you
you
weigh?
was my nigga, can
How
I
much
finish
you weigh?
before you? If you get
How much
soft,
you weigh, Trucker Yale?
if you get
How
soft,
much
if
you
you was
weigh,
already
Trucker Yale?
my nigga, are you gonna keep
Can
interrupting me like a bitch, or you
How
gonna
much
let
you
me
weigh?
talk,
Answer the
my
question.
nigga? You
Because
ain't
you
even answering
exactly
my
one of
question.
the
I'm
300
talking to
pound
right
niggas I'm
now.
talking about. That's why.
But I gotta hold on, nigga. What? Nigga, you
And
got the
hold on, hold on.
hold on.
Aren't you in a
No, nigga,
polygamy
no,
Okay,
no,
situation?
no, no,
guys,
no, no, no,
this
no,
is
no,
not
no.
going anywhere. This is
Hold on,
not going anywhere.
embrace. I'm trying to explain something to him, but see, he trying to roast. But this nigga live in goddamn Planet Fitness, nigga. We know what you live in, nigga. Don't try to roast. And just by the way, you want to talk about niggas being fat, nigga? You fat too, just cause your ass at your motherfucking gym. So shut the fuck up with that stupid shit. Now, like I was saying before, first off, if you was soft or you get soft in a marriage, nigga, then you been soft regardless.
Yep.
Okay? Marriage
So
don't
you were
make you
soft
fucking
before you
soft,
got
my nigga.
married
Yo,
then.
niggas don't make you
So
soft.
you were soft before you
Marriage
got
doesn't.
married then.
Trey, you can say all
You
that
was a fat
shit
nigga.
you
You was
want
a
to,
fat
nigga.
nigga before you got married
You
then.
can say, oh, listen, At the end of the day, at the end of the day, my nigga,
Having a wife,
I gotta pay.
having a
At
wife
the
means
end of
absolutely nothing in 2024. There's nothing that you get from a woman in a marriage that you can't get outside of a marriage. Women are not fucking special. There's nothing. Please, by all means,
Trey,
Grace,
okay.
Alicia, please
Trey,
tell me
in
what a woman would bring to a marriage that you can get from
my
her
nigga,
inside
listen,
of a marriage that you
again.
can't get from a woman outside of a marriage.
Trey,
What's
Trey,
the difference?
listen. Just say, listen.
Alicia,
Again,
Grace,
like I
anybody?
said,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What can you get? What can you get from a woman outside of a marriage that you would get inside of a marriage? When you get married, what's special about what you have inside of a marriage that you couldn't get from a woman when outside of a marriage?
I'm not into women, so I wouldn't know.
You keep talking, man, and you shut the fuck up.
Okay, can we allow JT to speak now? He just came on the panel. I know he has something to say. So JT, you have the floor. Say what you say.
I got my drink in my two-step.
I want to know what the subject was originally.
The subject is if you want a good man, your ass got to compete. And I was just trying to drop gems to the ladies on how we can do better to get the man that we want. That's it. Show an example. Do we have another video, BMU? Maybe we can get back on track with another video. I think I sent you 4 of them. Do you have another video, sir?
When my man says that he wants to see other people, what do you want, baby? Huh? You want an Asian woman? Because whatever you like, I do for you. If you want your nail done, I do for you too. Huh? What you want? You want to go to Africa? You want to get your African woman, huh? Because I know you are not going to leave me. Eh? All of this, you are going to go overseas and get something that's not good like this, eh? I don't think you can find anything better than what you have here, eh? Huh? What you want, baby, huh? You gonna fly to London and get you one of them Bridgerton girls, huh? Because do you not know that I love you? I'll give you all of the world if you only promise to love me for all of my life. Bottom line, you ain't getting rid of me.
That was awesome.
That's what's up, man.
The purpose of me showing this video is to show the ladies, are you willing to put forth the effort to do what it takes to keep your man? That is the purpose of this video.
So let me ask, did you talk about the vetting part with women and vetting?
No. Right now I was talking about things that we can do as women to maintain our men, such as being confident within ourselves and not always leading with sex and our box. Taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, to get ready for the man that we want.
So you should go ahead and play the second video too, then, because it ties right into the first one and what you're talking about right now.
Okay, then go ahead, boss. You running it.
Here we go.
Women should compete for you long term. What's the quote? Girls wait at the finish line. I don't believe in that. They're running the race, bro. She's running the race while other girls trying to make it to the finish line because I already finished the race. Now I have girls necessarily competing for me. Now you don't make it known to them or clear to them like, hey, you're competing for me. It's an unspoken competition that they realize through seeing your value, through seeing the pre-selection, through seeing that, hey, this guy isn't taking me seriously like so fast versus the other guys in my past would have fucked me and dated me after a month or two. This guy, it's been 4 months and he's kind of selling me a dream like I kind of don't know what's happening. Once again, a feminine, nurturing woman who genuinely likes you is willing to compete to some.
Are women willing to do that? That's the question, gentlemen. Go ahead, JT. Start it off.
Well, I mean, if you're looking in the era that we in right now, there's that competing and all of that shit. Women ain't looking at that. You already know what it is. You know, on Wednesdays, I talk about dry begging. They ain't into competing. This is about women right now are at a point where they think that they're supposed to get something without putting in the work. They're demanding. So the competing part you know, with the clips and things like that, it's very difficult to get that message across to the younger women. How are you gonna get that message there when you got a bunch of women that are talking about they need a man with a 666? You got a bunch of women that are talking about what they're not willing to do and what a guy got to do to show them, you know, first before they are willing to be with the submissive and all this crazy ass shit, right? So what we're talking about is something where we have a broken community right now when we're talking about this. We have a broken community. And I say that because first and foremost, you already know I have young daughters that are grown, and I look in their world. And in their world, these women are not talking about competing, not at something like that. When you have the men, they want that to happen, but man, that shit is over with. It's kind of broken right now. So how do we get the message to the women? Right? The younger women, how do we get that message without being at a point where we're being contradictive? Because a lot of times this is what they see. When you see somebody that's in their 20s, even at 18 years old, they're looking at the older generation as y'all contradictive. We ain't listening to y'all, so we on our own when it comes down to it. They ain't talking about marriage. They're not talking about courting. What they're talking about is what he gonna do for me. And then on the flip side of that, it's the same thing with the guys. The guys are starting to talk the same thing with women. Why you think you got drizzle? Because they're starting to be on this same page of this equality type of thing, right? So when you hear this bullshit, and I hate that I had to cuss, but I've been talking about this shit all damn day. But when you hear this whole thing about relationships, the shit gets very redundant and it gets circular, right? Because first and foremost, that you don't have a lot of people that have discipline. They don't know where they want to go. They don't know they don't have any direction. All they doing is just listening to talking points, left and right. And if they're not listening to talking points, then they listen to their girlfriends or they listen to the guys or listen to the other guys. And it's not going to work for them because they have no direction. They're not listening to the older generation because we keep contradicting ourselves. And it's really weird when you can see 40 and 50-year-olds that's living their life like they're 20.
Yeah.
So they're not looking at us as someone that we can, you know, actually get some type of wisdom from, because for some odd reason, we got a bunch of people that think youth is way more important than wisdom. The only way you can get wisdom, you have to live life. You have to make mistakes. You have to go through all these different things. They're not even looking at it that way. Trey said something a couple of days ago. Financial literacy, right? The craziest part about that is that it's getting worse. Yeah, you got the younger folks, they out here, they get money and stuff like that, but they're not getting money and creating generational wealth. How? They're making sure that they gonna be okay until they die. But they're figuring it out on their own. So now we just got a bunch of people arguing with each other over something that probably none of us are even living right now. When you start talking about six figures and all these different things, the majority of people don't even make six figures. So we're not competing at all. We're talking about competing. So how do we get to that point where we can sit back and say, all right, y'all, we got to get down to brass tacks. And see, me, I'm 51. I'm going for a retirement. I'm
You just
looking at
always
the other generation, and I'm like, okay, what y'all gonna do? I have it kind of set for what I'm gonna do. When I retire, I'm having my own business again. I kind of got to figure it out myself, right? I got, life insurance, and I got stocks and bonds and shit like that I've been investing in for years. I'm trying to teach that to my kids. They kind of own that, but if I looked in their circle, no, folks ain't doing that. And my kids, they hang around college kids. They hang around people that graduated from college. They hang around people that's in college. And they're not even looking at it that way. What they're talking about is just being in a bunch of debt and using one another to get what they need to get for the time being. We got to get back to brass tacks, y'all. How? I have no idea. I have no idea how that happens.
I think people need to start moving in bad faith. That got to be the first part. Second, you know what I'm saying, whatever traumas you had before, you need to let it go. You need to let it go. And this is specifically to women.
Is it simple? Is it simple like that, Trucker? Is it simple to just let it go? That's a good. That's a good question.
30, listen. After 30 years, like I get things happen, but you 33 years old and you still living off your great grandmama's trauma. Time to let it go. Shouldn't even exist in the first place.
That's a great question. Can we just let it go? Right. I'm asking that because sometimes I'm asking it not for the fact that we can't let it go. I'm asking it because a lot of people don't know that you can simply let a lot of the things go. A lot of things we hold on to, a lot of people just want to hold on to it, right? Like a teddy bear. They don't want to let it go because they're scared.
Right. That's what I said earlier. Like a lot of people move in bad faith and fear. Nobody want to step up their game. Like y'all, a lot of people always say they want one thing and all this success and money and all this other stuff, but everybody is afraid to look themselves in the mirror and actually put in the work to succeed. Like if y'all really want it, y'all want it. Like y'all go out here and do all this goofy stuff out here, which is say shaking y'all asses, hitting the clubs, leaving y'all kids with your great grandparents. That y'all quick to do that, but when it's time to really put in some work, y'all fumble. So until people really get to that point where they can stop moving in fear and start checking their own self and say, it's time to grow up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna continue on. But that's a start. Look yourself in the mirror, grow up, become an adult. You know what I'm saying? So you can get what you want. Because I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You can sit here and play like loneliness is the equality and all that other stuff. But in reality, it's like watching somebody run from reality. Don't nobody want to be out here alone for real. You know what I'm saying? Fucking go walking in the house at 1 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock or after work and you got to reheat your home or you got to wake up every 5 minutes and hear crickets. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is not no life. I'm sorry. I don't care if you got kids or not. There is no better feeling than actually having a family in your home. That's man, woman, and child. Okay?
So it's starting to be less,
what it is.
But that's starting to be less and less of the process, right? That's starting to be less and less of the process. Most people think that's the end game. Remember, we talked about this earlier. People think their relationship is the end game. I'm in a relationship now, I'm cool. That's not what that is. That's part of the process of living.
That's the beginning. That's when the real work starts.
Yeah.
The end results. What is the end result? A lot of people, I don't think people really realize what the end result actually is. I think people think that is
strong Black community.
No, it's death.
It's death.
The end result. This is how the end result should look. Because I know I'm looking for it. The end result is watching your kids have their family and watch the grandbabies grow up.
Well, that's you can say that.
And
But
just literally like, yo, damn.
No,
yo,
but
we
it's
had all this success from
transitioning.
you. Yeah,
But this is
that's
the
what I'm
thing.
saying.
It's transitioning. This is what I mean by that. Absolutely, it's death. Why? Because you're here to contribute. That's what it is. You're here to contribute. And once you finish doing your job, you transition. And when you transition, guess what's supposed to have happened? You already had passed it off and handed it off to the next generation. This is why we had the problems that we have, because people don't realize that. They don't realize that there's a time where this shit is going to end for me. Don't mean it's going to end. That's why when I hear people talk about it's going to be the end of the world, you ain't going to be here. So why are you worried about that shit?
Yeah, man.
What you need to do is
understand
just keep
JT.
going, because this is what faith is. Faith is not, I have faith that I'm gonna win $1 million in the lottery. That's not faith. That's hope. Faith is that when you get your ass on a plane, when you get on a train or an automobile, you got faith. When you walk out that door, you have faith. Even though a lot of people don't realize, they don't believe that shit, right? Until some shit happened, and what do they think? Somebody died. It was a sudden death. No, death is constant. It never ends. It's the same thing as life. They're both the same thing. We die too. You ever seen yourself at 18 and you 40 years old? You don't look like that person no more because your body changed.
Mindset too.
Shit, not me.
All
I'm
of
gonna be
it.
40 forever, nigga. I don't know about you,
You can
JT.
never be that.
I'm being 40 forever.
You can never be that.
Here's my thing.
I'm gonna be 40 forever.
Guys, I want to get some perspective from Alicia. She's been quiet and very respectful. I hate the impression that I've been given to her
How you doing,
tonight.
Alicia?
We family. We fight like cats and dogs, but at the end of the day, we family. I'll see Trey tomorrow. What's up, Trey? Like it never happened. So what say you? What do you have to say and bring to the table? Build on this.
JT's mentioning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
JT was mentioning what was the point of it all, pretty much, and I was thinking there's a stronger Black community, and and he mentioned death and leaving the world a better place. Leaving the world better than it was when you pass, whether that be with your family or overall. I mean, with your family, it should be overall. Well, I would like it to be. I would hope it would be. But I think with the debates we had earlier, we can't deny that there is this powerful in power in both energies, the masculine and the feminine energy. But there's a place for both. There's a place for both. And I think if we understand that and respect that, it would make it a little easier for us to unite. That's it pretty much.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Joshua, welcome. I've never personally met you, but I've heard you, and I like a lot of the things that you have to say. I know you've been here. You've been in the chat since the beginning. What say you? What can you? I mean, I was simply just trying to drop some gems on women, and teach them how we need to accept the fact that we have to compete for men. Because at the end of the day, I know a lot of women think that they're the prize, but unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that men are the prize. Men are the prize.
I've only been married like 6 years, so I'm kind of like I consider myself to be kind of like very incompetent in this area. But the idea here is a little bit larger than the concept of just explaining to women how to, one, get a man and keep a man. It's also kind of included in here as to teaching, or mothers teaching their daughters how to behave within society. And then some jerk comes
That's
up
a
here and
fact.
picks out a word and decides like, oh, I'm not going to have it. Yeah, Trey, I'm up here for you. But anyways, no, I think the message or what you're trying to do, I actually I fully support it. I'm sorry it got derailed. You just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing fine.
Thank you.
Can I address the video?
Sure.
Hang on, before you go, Trey, I'm dipping out. So talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Grooming, thank you for coming. I need you to be a little bit more aggressive and talk when you need to
Before
talk.
I go,
Okay,
I got a
boo?
quick question for you, lady. Dominican and Italian. How bad is your temper?
I'm going through therapy and growth and healing. I have learned to be mindful and intentional to, my therapist said we're going to be more graceful versus so gangster. So that's the motto that I live by right now. But Roxanne's there. Roxanne is
like
there.
that.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. One last comment I want to make before I go is I feel a lot of people who are going into new relationships have their trauma coming from an old relationship. A lot of people need therapy, and they don't want to admit that problem. I was one of them. And I got therapy, and I'm now a better person than I ever was.
You still
Well, I'm
suck.
glad you faced the mirror. I'm glad you looked in the mirror and faced your fear, bro.
All right, I am out, guys. Stay
All right,
fresh.
man. Most
Thank
definitely,
you.
bro.
Bye.
Address the video, Trey.
Yeah, the first video is the reason why I don't believe in monogamy. I think she proved it. One woman cannot she cannot provide variety. No matter what kind of costume she puts on, it's still the same woman. It's the same body. She can put on as many costumes as she wants. She cannot provide variety, which is why she's trying to showcase effort instead. She's trying to hide the fact that she can't provide variety. So look at my effort. I'm willing to do this for you. Hopefully you won't notice that it's just the same woman in a different outfit. Anyway, I want to ask the panel a question. Can you learn by watching someone?
Yes.
Is that a possibility that
Yes.
if someone fails at something, you can learn by watching them without actually having to do it yourself?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So if I'm in a society where I am looking at something that is clearly failing over the last 50 years, it has done nothing but decline over the last 50 years, and I say, I don't want any part of that. Am I scared or am I wise for paying attention to what's right in front of me?
You know what you want.
So
No, he knows what he doesn't want.
I don't want a failed marriage. And when I look at the women, modern day women today, who are saying, I'm going to send you a bill 24 hours after we finish dating. I look at modern day women who get on social media and say, I don't really want the marriage. I just want the wedding. They're willing to go on social media. And it wouldn't be okay if it was just this one woman and maybe it was like 10 or 15 people. No, we're talking 50, 75, 100,000 likes, 2.5 million views. This is a bigger problem amongst our community, and we see this every day. But if I say I don't want any part of it, then I'm scared.
Can I ask you a question,
and you're gonna
Trey?
need to go deal with your trauma. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you.
Who the hell is that?
Anissa.
Anissa, what's up, girl?
Hello. Trey, I was going to ask you, I understand your position, but do you have any people in your life that are married that you actually admire what they have?
All of my friends are married.
Do you
All
admire
of them.
their relationships, though?
I
Like,
don't
do
know
you ever
enough.
look at somebody and say, you know what? I like what you guys have. You guys are, may not be perfect, but you guys are getting it right. And I like this. I would want to have what you have. Do you have that?
My great aunts and uncles. My
Okay.
great aunts and uncles who got
So
married
you
in
know
like
it's possible.
no, those were different women in a different time. They got married in like 1960 something, 1950 something. These women were the handkerchief women. These women were the women who dressed modestly and conservatively when they went out in public. These women were the women who knew how to speak this so-called life that y'all talk about into their man. That's not today's woman. And you guys are literally asking us to find a needle in a haystack. That's what you're asking us to do.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask Trey a question. If you were finished, Miss Elisa.
Yes.
Oh, I was going to ask, what percentage of women do you believe exists? The ideal, your ideal woman. Do you believe their percentage or 0%?
So I've done the math before on another show, R-Pain. He didn't agree with me. I think it's less than 5%.
Okay.
And when you add in 80% of black women are overweight, and you add in single mothers,
That's goofy.
and when you start, I'm sorry, what was that?
Uh-oh.
I said, man, this shit is goofy as hell. Man.
But the thing is, do we give up? Do we give up and not? I mean, I know everybody's not going to be saved, but if I could change one mindset, Trey, for my show, then I've done my job. I mean, I know I can't save everybody. Everybody's not going to change. I get it. But I mean, do we stop trying? Do we quit on each other?
I'm not saying to stop trying. I've never told people don't get married. JT, have I ever said that?
Yeah, you never said that. In fact,
I mean, I'm just asking a question because
Hold on, wait. This man literally just said he ain't got to say it, but he literally insinuating the whole 9 yards, yo. Like this is my issue. Listen, Trey, respectfully, I get what you.
Can I finish?
I get.
Because you took issue with the fact that I said that 80% of black women are overweight. You cut me off.
Nigga, I didn't tell you what. Wait. I didn't get offended by that.
You cut me off.
Go ahead, finish, man.
You said it was goofy. You said it was goofy shit,
ahead.
right?
No, the shit that you're talking about is goofy, bro.
Yeah, that's what you said. You said it was goofy shit.
All of it is goofy. I ain't just talking about this one scenario stuff.
Because again, and this is what I'm saying. If a man looks at a situation and says, "I don't want that," it's goofy shit. I'm looking at it for what it is. What's right in front of me. Why do I have to get into a marriage that could potentially fail and then say, "Well, I tried, it didn't work."
Right.
Why can't I look at it for what it actually is?
Right.
And say, "No, I don't want that," and take myself out of the equation. I haven't discouraged anybody in my personal life. My cousins are married. My best friends are married. They're all them. I have never, not one time, ever told them you need to get a divorce. I don't know why you got married. I've never ever said anything like that, ever. I'm talking about my personal opinion and what I see in marriage. And I think you guys are upset about it because I'm willing to voice it. I'm willing to say it. It's bullshit.
I appreciate your honesty. Instead of going along with societal norms and creating more broken homes. I mean, you're honest.
That's the problem right there. You know, like I'm listening to what he's saying, and cool, you ain't got to get married and all this other shit, but it's okay to motherfucking impregnate women on the side too, and then and have kids on the side. Yeah, hold on.
The woman that I had a child with did not want to get married. That's why we were together. I asked her point blank, "Do you want to be married?" Her answer was no. Mm-hmm. My answer was no. Neither one of us wanted to get married.
Okay, so then that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
That's
like,
not a broken. That's not a broken home.
That is a broken home. What are we talking about?
Neither one of us wanted to be married. So again, you guys want
to. Then y'all should have. That's a broken home.
You can't
that's
force.
The problem, yo.
You can't force. You can't force your lifestyle on me. I don't have to get married.
I'm not forcing your lifestyle, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yo, that's our problem, yo. That is our problem right now.
It's not. That's not the problem.
We're not learning.
Being married is not going to fix the problems in the community, sir. That's not what's going to fix
it. Trey. Then you had time to talk, right? Then let me speak. That's our fucking problem now. No disrespect, embrace. And that's our problem now. We still doing the same We still doing the same goofy stuff from years ago. Like, yo, when we gonna learn from our fucking mistakes? How we gonna ever help the community and do better if we keep fucking living this curse? We know for a fact 2-parent household is very important. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. We understand that is very important. Not oh, well, this person got to get married. Well, we didn't want to get married, but it's okay. We can just go out here and fuck around and have a bunch of kids and all this other goofy, dumb shit like we normally do. That's the part that's hypocritical. Like, nigga, if you going to learn from your mistakes, learn from them. Stop trying to run around ducking, dodging, and all this other goofy shit. Big girl, women are obese and all this other shit. Like, this, it's an excuse. Like, females do
So
that
I should
shit.
go be with fat women.
I ain't saying you... See, that's what I'm saying. Nobody's forcing you to be with fat women. Okay? Nobody's forcing you. But the fact that you can sit here and say 95% of women are horrible? Really? Or is it 95% of the women that you choose is horrible? Because that's the problem. Hold up. Y'all always choose these motherfucking females y'all want, but y'all never choose these women that y'all actually need.
Need?
Yes, need. Need the woman that's going to actually be there and rock with you 100%. Not because you got money, not because all that shit. She care about family and all that. That's what you need.
But I don't need a woman for that. Maybe that's what you need, but I don't need.
See, that's there you go.
So no, wait.
Okay, so see, that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Then why are you up here? Well, matter of fact, why are you even on these panels in the first place?
Again, for the 50th time, the topic was about whether women.
I ain't talking about on here. I'm talking about all the panels, nigga. Why are you on here? Are you literally on here just to talk shit? Are you literally here to just talk shit about man or woman? Is that what you up here for?
I want to be here.
So look, this is the thing though.
Shit is crazy.
We talk, all of us talk before. Me, you, Trucker, Trey, I talked to Josh, all of that. First and foremost, we all have different ways on how we look at shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. I can't find anything wrong with what Trucker say, and I can't and even his premise. I know Trucker's premise, but I also know Trey's premise, right? And one of the things that, and trust me when I tell you, we done talk extensively. I've talked to Trucker extensively. I've talked to Trey. We got things we don't agree on, all of us, right? One of the things I understand about Trey is that he's only speaking from his lens. The last conversation we had when I had my show on Wednesday was when Trey was saying, when we was talking, you remember Trey when we was talking about the guys when they woman they brag on their husband, right? And you were saying that the woman was bragging on your friends, and you was just like, this nigga right here. And you was just saying, that's a part of me that was like, damn.
A little bit jealous. Yeah.
Right. So, but what Trey, that's why he's saying that. I'm not saying don't get married. I'm just saying what's in front of me, what I see that's in front of me. It's the same thing with Trucker. Trucker goes, he has his family, he has his wives, and he does what he does. The thing is that we have great conversation with each other because we get past what we don't agree about, and we talk about the things that we do agree about. And then we will always come with the premise of the things that we don't agree about. That's just what happens. My thing is this. When we're being, I don't know the word pretentious or if it's contentious with each other. It's like, it doesn't matter. If that's how my man sees it, that's how he sees it. If that's how Trucker sees it, that's how he see it. One guy right here, like I always say, my man Joshua, trust me, it's some shit right now that most of y'all ain't gonna agree about how he believes, right?
Yeah.
But the more we speak, the more we can just learn from each other. That's my whole thing. Yeah. I love it's fun. We just got out of a conversation. I'm like, man, this shit is fun when I hear a person thinks different than me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It should be fun when we can say, damn, that person don't think the same way. And we can ask them questions. We can challenge their thoughts and stuff like that. We need to have that. That's all I'm saying. I'm listening to, but man, me, you, Trey, Trucker, all of us, we done sat back and talk. It's like shit. I give all y'all shit. Y'all give me shit. We don't agree with each other on no shit right there. But man, when I tell you, when it comes down to this whole thing of marriage, I want women to hear what men think. It's better than us arguing with each other. You know what I'm saying? When we can sit back and have real conversation, because y'all hear some of the things that we just don't tell women. One of the things I like about the brothers that comes on this panel is that we can be that truthful.
Yeah.
We ain't got no fear with that shit.
I appreciate you, Trey.
Oh, yes. I'm telling you, people be wondering, they be like, how the fuck you a Trey? Because
we just got to do better with the sign
we got a
language,
different way of
though.
how we look at shit, right? We just got a different way. It's the same thing with trucker. We all have a different way on how we maneuver and we get out here. But the thing is that from what I know of these brothers, we all competent. That's the number one thing. Embrace, when you was talking about how a woman has to do certain things to get a man and all that, they got to have the right man to be in front of first.
Right.
I think the problem that
but he that findeth the wife findeth the good thing. You already have to be that woman.
But that's a process, though. It's a process. You might not even know that that's the fucking wife that you got, right? That shit's a process. Some people, it'll take them 22 years old, they married, all that shit. Some people, it takes a lifetime for them to get it. You ever seen some people that was married at 60 and 70?
Oh, God.
It just happens. Life is just that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Yeah, people, they was wishing they was married in their 20s and shit. Shit didn't happen for them. I was engaged 5 times, 6 times. I'm like, that shit don't count.
JT, my issue here is that in these YouTube spaces, especially within the Black community, the answer to them, for most people, is, well, we need more families. And well, if you just look at statistics, you're not even going to be able to get that because you're going to wind up having 2 million more women than men. So some people are going to get left out, regardless, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't, and I said this when we had the other show. I don't believe that the answer to all of these problems are families, because if the families were so strong, and when we were married at an 80% clip, how do we go from 80% down to what we are now? If it was so strong, if what we had was so strong and it worked, how do we get to where we are now?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's not as strong as we thought it was.
Well, that's an easy answer. There's this thing called meism. It's when people start focusing on themselves other than something other than themselves. Mm-hmm. So for the Christians, it's going to be God. For, I don't know, like me, I'm an authoritarian. We're real big on government. So we focus on government. That's the thing we serve. It's everybody's basically, or the vast majority of people are focusing on themselves and not even a damn goal. If you could actually get people to sit down for 5 minutes and actually plan things out. Couple things to push back on here. Like this idea that marriage is a complete nightmare kind of concept is, you realize there are groups of select people within the United States that have divorce rates that are that are single digits, not double digits like the rest of us.
Are they Black?
Well, like, so not based on race.
Are they Black?
They're based on no. Well, yes, one of the groups actually is.
Which group?
But they're divided along religious groups. So Orthodox Christians, they tend to have single-digit divorce rates. I would imagine that the Black Hebrew Israelites, they would be kind of like in that single digits too. Something is working for somebody. So there's definitely solutions out there. Question is are we going to sit here and fight and bicker about stupid crap, or are you going to actually look for the damn solutions?
Yeah, so that's going to be able to, you got to shift your mindset, right? That's what a lot of people say. But then when you say something like that, then you have to say, how does that look, right? You got to get rid of a lot of fucking fear. You got to undo the shit that you was taught. You literally got to brainwash yourself from the bullshit that you was taught. I was sitting there listening. I was like, damn. Even when you talk about religion and you talk about let's just go with the concept of relationships. We was taught some fucked up shit, y'all. We was taught some fucked up ass shit. We was taught that love was this whole thing where, you know, it's kind of like, what's that shit where Rapunzel let down your hair and the motherfucker pull it was, you know, all that fairy tale shit, right? Because people think that that's what it's about, when it actually is about doing something that is conducive for other people. We don't have that meism, which you were just talking about, Josh. That's the shit that fucked us up. So guess what? That's where we are at now. Because it's about the survival of the fittest. We're at a point right now where it's about the individual. We ain't got no, it's funny. We don't have time to be sitting back and wasting our time with somebody else that ain't trying to be cooperative with us. That's how we think now. You got 2 more times and you're through. That's how they look at it. That's one more. I gave you enough chances. You got one more time and you're through. That's our concept. So it's not like when we are talking, it's one thing. Doing the work is something different. The shit is not fun. It's not. We're not going on trips and shit. This ain't how this go. The trips are for us to, you know, it's to help build commodity. This is why you had family reunions and cookouts and stuff like that. But guess what everybody's doing now? Going to Dubai and Africa, and they just taking trips, wasting money. They get off those trips, then with it, now they still got rent to pay, bills to pay. They ain't got nobody that they went on a trip that they love and shit like that. Even the people that act like they love each other, they just wasting fucking money. And they wasting time. And they think that trip is going to save their relationship. They think that trip is going to get their mind to a point where now I can enjoy the rest of my life at work. No, you won't. You more stressed because you couldn't afford that trip. You took a 10-day cruise. Cost you $3,500. Plus you got the drink special. And you got all the other stuff that they got. And so when you get off that cruise and you called yourself having a good time, guess what? You're going to go right back to that same apartment or house that you couldn't afford. And you still have the same problems that you had. Now you just added more problems on it. Why? Because you're not doing something that's conducive for other people. I don't believe that people should be in a relationship to be wasting time. Most people do that because it make them feel good. The majority of us are not in relationships and thinking practical. Actually, I think that's the problem.
No, that's actually a really good question. For those people that don't support marriage or they consider it a bad deal for men. And I would agree with it. It actually is a bad deal for men. But so is everything else in life for men, right? Like being a guy, it kind of sucks. But the question is why then be in a relationship in the first place?
That's why you have so many men that's single now, because they ask themselves, I like my peace. I'm in a crib by myself. I could deal with loneliness. It's easy. I fix that. That's a temporary fix. Because that's not what he's looking at. What that man is looking for is to be in harmony. And it's easier for the man to be in harmony with himself than him to be in harmony with a woman that's not trying to be in harmony with him. She come in the house, she want to change all the goddamn furniture. She come in the house, she wants to sit back and tell you that you sleeping too long and all kind of crazy ass shit. Ain't what a man want to hear, especially when he works very hard.
Oh, I got one question for the ladies.
Yes, sir.
What's the deal with the bathroom door, right? Like we're in there doing our business, right? Like we're like cornered in there. Why is that the appropriate time to have a conversation? Is like that the only place?
Ew, no. Nope, not me. I can't answer
Do
that
you
question.
know
I don't do that. I
That's
don't want
my
to see you
thing. Do
shitting
y'all
and
understand
me
my
having a
mindset?
serious conversation with you.
Well, no, the door's
No.
closed, right? But the conversations. Maybe
Nope.
my wife is the only one that does it. I
Nope.
don't know.
But do y'all know
No, there's women that do that.
y'all know the mindset a man is in? The longer we're single, the worse it is to get us. Once
Yeah.
you got a man that's in his groove and he got his stride,
Message.
he is not trying to get that shit interrupted. So you got to advertise that shit very good to him. You got to make that shit look so goddamn good where he's just like,
about a
damn.
woman who's single for a long time.
Okay, so would you consider that advertisement? I'm glad you brought that up. Part as competing with other women.
No, it's a difference when you're competing with other women. So when you are competing with other women, you got to have something that you're competing for, right? It's not easy for a woman to compete for a man that all the women want and need. You could compete for a nigga that they desire. That's easy. He cute, nigga got a nice car. He ain't showing. You don't know. Your competition don't start for a man that you don't know. It starts for a man that you already got. It's not getting him.
It's keeping him.
It's keeping him. You can give him all the sex you want. Keep giving him all the sex you want, and you not asking for nothing. You don't require for a relationship. Guess what's going to happen? You're just going to be sitting there waiting for this man to ask you to be his wife. That shit may not happen because you're not requiring anything from him. Asking is totally different than requiring. Just like demanding is something totally different than commanding. That's what you have to figure out.
But that's too masculine.
What commanding?
Yeah, that according to Trey, you know that's being masculine. That I
No.
should just wait until I get tapped on the shoulder.
So commanding, you don't have to speak for. See, demanding is, I feel that I've done this much in my life that I deserve a man. And I'm going to get a man. And damn it, I want a man. Commanding is, it doesn't require words. It doesn't require words. You ever heard somebody say, I walked in a room and I commanded everybody's attention? I didn't say shit. It's the way I carried myself. It's the way, that's the difference.
Aura.
That's the difference with the two. And with a woman, y'all got to figure it out. See, y'all use y'all powers for the wrong shit. Y'all use y'all powers for the wrong man. You got to figure it out. You know what kills me, Trey? They talk all this shit about that damn intuition. That's a tricky motherfucker, ain't it, with women? Intuition is tricky for them, ain't it? They turn it on and turn it off. They turn it on and turn it off.
Too many single mothers for them to have intuition to actually work.
Get rid of the intuition and start understanding your power. Ain't got shit to do with no intuition. Has everything to do with what's right in front of you. Why you think that it's funny with women? They can give their kids all the shit. They can do all the shit for their kids. And then the father don't really do as much as the mom. But the kids, they listen to him. The kids follow, hey, sit down. They sit down. That's what you call commanding. That's what it is. You got to figure it out, though. It's not an answer it's not like one answer fits everybody. That's not what it is. The answer is you got to figure it out. Everything is a process. It's not instant. Even if it seemed like it's instant, it's not. The process was already happening. It's the same thing with life, and it's the same thing with death. It is a process. It's a process to get in this motherfucker, and it's a process to get out of here. Everything is constant.
Anybody else have anything to say so we can start winding down? Because it's been a good night. It's been a good night. Joshua?
I don't really have any advice other than the chastity concept. My world doesn't really revolve around a lot of women. I couldn't tell you what to do. I have one son. I don't have any daughters. I don't really. It's not my world. So I don't think I can really help on any concept here other than the concept of chastity. You withhold that from a man, he'll break. He'll give. His priorities will get figured out real fast when he figures out like that. That's what he's got to do to get it. Yeah, okay. Guess gonna have to put a ring on it.
Okay, Trey.
Yeah, if you ask most men what's the source of their stress, it's going to involve a woman somehow, in some way. And to have this idea, this ideology that we want to hurl men into this, and then at the same time talk about men and their mental health and all this other stuff and how men need to be this. Well, a lot of the problems are because of the women that are in their lives. And so my thought process and my message has always been the same. There's nothing wrong with you being alone. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. There's a difference, huge difference.
Oh, true.
And so Embrace the Grace, you asked advice for your son. And my advice was, because you said he had a girlfriend, my advice was put your head down and build your castle. That was my advice. Nothing to do with a woman at all. We men, we're on a different timetable. We're not on the same timetable as women. You have plenty of time to find a woman, and if you want to get married, that's fine. But do not ignore what's right in front of you. And people are going to call you scared, and people are going to say that you have fears and traumas, and your ex-girlfriend and girl in second grade, she didn't like you, so now you don't like black. They're going to say all types of shit. You need to pay attention to what's right in front of you, because majority of the time, the people that people marry are within proximity. They're right in front of them. Majority of the people that get married, you marry because they was right there in front of you. Very rarely do you go halfway across the world and go marry somebody. Those are minority cases. Majority of the cases is the woman that you did meet in the grocery store and at the gym and at work and at the park and all those types of places.
Through family, through friends.
Through friends, exactly.
At work, yeah.
You need to pay attention to what's right in front of you, because more than likely, that's the woman you're going to end up with, is the woman that's right in front of you. And if the women right in front of you are screaming from the mountaintops, we are not material. Maya Angelou said it. Somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Yeah. I believe women. I believe black women right now are saying we're not marriage material. I believe you. That's all I'm doing. I'm just saying I believe you. You're not marriage material. Does that mean that it will stay the same forever? I don't know. I'm 39. Who knows what will happen in the next 50 years? I'll probably be dead and gone by then. I don't know. But I believe black women in this modern era in 2024 and going forward, when they are screaming with every fiber of their being, we are not marriage material. I believe it. And I don't understand why I get faulted so much for saying, I believe you. Now, yeah, I can be a little harsh and a little abrasive. That's just my style. But that's where I stand.
I hear you, Trey. And Trey, thank you for coming. And thank you for everything you bring, the drama, the bullshit, the conversation. I just want to tone it down with the sign language. When we get to the personal attacks, we're getting away from the conversation, and that's what we all need to practice. I'm not just going to say, we all need. Queen, welcome to the BMU family. Thank you for coming today. I know I don't know if this was your first time on the panel, on the BMU network. So you got initiated real good, so it should be smooth sailing from now. Any final thoughts and anything, and make sure you promote your channel. We all here to create a buffet so we can all eat. And we all work together with each other. We all support each other. So if BMU says you're part of the family, you're part of the family. So what say you?
I think it's important to just listen to each other and try to walk in each other's shoes. I know that can be challenging when you have your own, perspective of life, but if we are going to get anywhere, as I'm speaking about the Black community, if we're going to get anywhere, we need to really start listening to each other. I mean, really listening. not just, I guess, pretending to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And taking apart what you want to hear and what you think is correct, but really listen to the other person's or the other sex's perspective and what they want or what they need. And that's the starting place, my perspective, anyway.
So,
and thank you all for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It
It was
was
great meeting you too. Man.
Oh, so sweet. So
I
sweet.
hear you're gonna
Pleasure.
be tomorrow night, so we will definitely be all here tomorrow night. JT, thank you for coming. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. I got it. I know you were hearing a lot of the conversation. What say you?
Yeah, so like I was saying, I have to agree with Alicia. Is it Alicia? Alicia. Okay, I have to agree with her. We definitely have to start listening to it one another. And I think that a lot of people need to start applying a lot of things too, right? You got a lot of people that do a whole lot of talking, but they don't apply anything and they stay stagnated. One of the things that I've seen in people that I've been raised around and grew up with is that some of them are definitely stagnated now. And they were in because they was living life in fear. Right? The rest of us, we done went on and did all kind of different things. The craziest thing, I got my grandson, he here, I went to go pick him up. He's at his great grandparents' house right now. And I got a chance to really see me in him. That's crazy. It's awesome. Crazy for me to see me again, right? That's like, when you see kids, you can see you and a lot of other people in them. But it gave me a different perspective. Now, this is grandson. Imagine how I was looking with my kids when they were younger and even now that they're older. It's weird when when I get a chance, I say, what is all this shit about? Right? What the fuck is all this about? That's what I be saying sometimes. I know now. This is why I said what I said when I said, no, we die. End results is we die. So what you gonna do while you here? It's the question. When you tell somebody that you ain't got a lot of time, quit taking your youth and screwing it off. This is what we have to tell our kids. Even if we screwed it off ourselves, we got to let the other generation know, don't do what I did. Be greater. Be better. A lot of people don't understand that. I respect anybody that got kids and they really, are paying attention to how this thing goes. Because it's crazy. My kids are grown. I'm like, where did the time go? And I had old people telling me this shit all while I was a kid. It's going to go by fast. You ever had somebody say that? They send you the message. It's going to go by fast.
Yeah.
Shit go by fast.
Our kids need the best shot they can get. They need the best chance possible. So whatever it is, whatever that is, we need to.
We can't be screwing. We can't be messing around. We got to be about business. That's what it's really about. We got to be about business. That's why when it comes down to it, I'm like, okay, I didn't do bad, but I know some folks, and I'm talking about family members, right, real close to me, and I'm like, ooh, life is just went right past you. They still talking about old shit. They still talking about when they was in high school. Not long ago it's been since I was in high school. It's been 30-some years. I ain't talking about high school no more. My kids my youngest daughter just graduated from college. Why would I be sitting there talking about high school? That's how fast life is. And our bodies change and our minds change. And if we don't embrace it, we're going to still be trying to fight for youth instead of trying to get wisdom. And that shit look crazy when you 50 and 60 years old, trying to be youthful, wearing backpacks and shit, skinny jeans. No. Embrace it. A lot of people don't want to do that shit. They still want to be young. Can't do that no more, Embrace. It's over with. Ain't no more high school. Ain't no more college. We gotta help the other ones now. I'm not about to sit here. That's why when we talk about, relationships, I ain't talking about dating. I'm talking about when I talk about the things that I see, I'm talking to my kids about that. That's they shit right now. My dating is gonna be the same way. I'm not about to be on nobody's goddamn IG and they DMs and all of that shit. Them days are over with. Them over with for me. What do I do now? I do it the same way that I learned, the old-fashioned way. If not, I'm gonna be looking crazy as hell. Have y'all seen the video of Cisco and Keith Sweat and all these dudes that used to can dance and Genuine? You see how they was dancing back then, and you see how they dance now?
Oh, I haven't seen them.
It don't look the same.
Oh,
you seen Bobby Brown? Bobby Brown used to can dance his ass off. You see Bobby Brown now, he gonna kick you 2 steps and it's over with. Oh. That's it. We get old. We embrace it. You got the 2-step. All people think I be lying. I got my drink and my 2-step. That's all I have now. I got 2 dips for you and I'm out. That's it. Because I'm getting older and I'm embracing it. That's all I'm saying. I go to the gym, I work out, I do all that shit. I'm good. I'm still in good shape, but come on, I ain't that dude no more. It gets over. And then we die, y'all. Keep in mind. And then we die. What we gonna do while we here? Because we gotta hand this shit off. We got kids. You better hand it off to your kids. You better start giving them the knowledge. Better give it to them.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh,
anything else, guys?
I see Trey asks why get married, and there's a lot of I guess financial facts.
Oh, that's a whole nother show in that chat group.
Great
Personally,
question.
it's not financial. It's
great question. Wouldn't it be a great question for people to sit back and say why?
Yes.
Great question. Make it make sense. That's all. We got to just make it make sense, y'all.
If you plan on having kids, it's for the kids.
Yeah.
Parent households better than not. So if you plan on having kids, not everyone wants children. So
yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion.
Hey man, respect to everybody on the panel.
You know, they always leave out healthy 2-parent household.
What's that?
They just say 2-parent household. But that 2-parent household
healthy.
Healthy.
You're right, Trey. Absolutely. Yes.
It doesn't matter if you have a mother and father in a home and they hate each other.
Exactly. That makes
they better off being by themselves, right? Separate.
You probably will still come out better than the other, but it'll be by default. And you will have the same traumas that other kids will have that are in those same situations. It still has to be a healthy situation. I dated a woman whose mother and father were together, and she told me about 3 or 4 months into the relationship that her mother and father haven't slept in the same bed since she was born. That don't sound healthy.
No.
To me.
And you're right, because Dr. Phil said that a child will rather be from a broken home than a toxic home.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta mind it out, y'all.
Healthy.
Gotta mind it out.
So this is why I harp on the words. This is why I get on it so much, because it matters and how we formulate sentences to convey our message and communicate. Because if you don't challenge these things, people will just say, well, as long as we stay together, we good. No, y'all don't like each other. You don't speak to each other. And everything, children see everything. My daughter sees every communication. You know, even when we try to hide it between her mother and I, even when we try to hide it, she gave me the middle finger in jest. It was in jest. She was just playing around. But my daughter saw it. And she said, Mommy, don't do that. That's rude. Now don't do that. But she catches, they see, they can feel it, they can sense it. So this is why I'm big on this, because yes, I agree, 2-parent households, right? But when we start to crunch the numbers and get down to the statistics, it's gonna fall back on the women because they're the ones leaving homes majority of the time. right? So we got two-parent households. Well, if we're going to address this, well, why we have so many broken homes? It's going to circle right back to the women. Why we have so many broken homes?
Mm-hmm.
So the verbiage we use, the way we communicate is important, because I truly believe that the women in our community, they're not hearing us, and we're not getting the message across.
Totally different
It's not coming through.
Yeah,
we're speaking different. We're speaking French, and they're speaking Italian.
Exactly.
We're speaking two different things. And granted, a lot of you married people, you have a good idea, and I'm not against it. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm saying that what you guys are preaching, they don't want to hear it. And they prove it every opportunity they get by getting on social media to say, we ain't with that.
and that makes a big difference too, Trey, because the thing is that if we talking and ain't nobody listening, then there's not a bridged gap. The gap just right there. Everything keeps falling down. So how do we, we got to figure this shit out, man.
Yeah,
I disagree.
Your language.
I disagree that it's the case that people don't want to hear it. Gen Zers are asking a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
You can get on, like, they have YouTube panels, but they're more on the Discord, right? They're asking a lot of questions. So apparently they're looking for something.
Well, they're asking. So it's not so much as the Z's. It's what they call the alphas. It's the alphas that's asking more questions. The Z's is out here and they making it. They think they making it happen. The Z's are the ones that's saying, y'all old folks, y'all time is over with. That's the Z's. See, what we now understand is that, man, we get older as it goes. We're talking about alphas now. The Z's have babies.
Yeah.
They're the ones with it just keep going faster and faster now. The alphas are the 17-year-olds now. That's how crazy it is.
I think there's too much.
But yeah, JT, you have that generation is asking in Italian and getting answers in French.
That's what we're saying, right? So it's yeah, man. It's
until we all speak the same language. This is just a circular. We're just gonna keep doing the same thing.
Just keep going circular and circular. And the craziest part is we all keep getting older and older. Next thing you know, you're gonna be having Generation Bravo and Generation Charlie. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna keep getting more and more. And you're gonna have the Z's are gonna be 40-year-olds. I asked somebody this. I said, have you ever imagined your grandchild being a grandfather or a grandmother? You see how that shit happens?
Oh, yeah.
You know how scary that is to think about something like that? Especially if you don't have any grandchildren right now. But if you can imagine them being and the reason why, because my grandfather see me as a grandfather. He said, you don't know how scary that would have been if I was in my 50s. My grandfather was 100 years old. And he's like, I was scared of this moment right here. And he was right, because he outlived everybody. Pretty much in his generation. That shit is lonely. Shit is lonely, y'all.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to close out. I want to thank everybody in the chat, all my moderators, all my fighters, all my people going against the grind. Travel One, shout out to you. I didn't even deal with Lady D. I sniped her real early in the show. Yeah. 24 hours. She gone till she threw. She can come back tomorrow.
She threw.
Yeah, she threw.
Oh.
Yeah, one more time.
Guys, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by my birthday. That would be the greatest birthday gift I can receive from my YouTube family. But thank you again. The show was really for me to show ladies that we have to get in the race. We can't think just because we have a vagina that's enough to get the man. And even if we do get the man, that's only half the battle, is what are you doing to keep the man? Because remember, what you won't do, the next one will. That work wife is sniffing your husband out if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So you know, it turned into something else, but that's okay. As long as we get through it. You know, we got through it, and I appreciate it. Thank you for the Cash App. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, tomorrow night we got flipping tables with the BMU and Lit. Come check out our awesome panel. Then Wednesday, as you guys know, is JT What We Know podcast. Thursdays, I'm not really sure what's going on Thursdays, but y'all know it's epic Friday nights with the barbershop. Saturday night, we got Miss Jenny once a month, but right now she's enjoying her time with her husband. She's with child. And we also got Alexis from Texas giving reviews on Amazon products and talking her shit. She's awesome. Then we got the guys on Sunday night. We got Mr. Bennett and Grooming and Reviews. I mean, we got something for you guys every day, 7 days a week. So there's never a boring moment on BMU. But not only that, go support the content creators that are on the network. Go to their shows, press the like button, support, because it's all interchanging. And as for me, the month of June, it is Men's Health Awareness Month. And every Thursday, I'm having a topic that pertains to men's health. So the first one I'm doing, of course, is ED, erectile dysfunction, on Thursday. And then JT is going to get with me, and we're going to do about mental health and depression that men go through. Hank from the basement is going to get with me, and we're going to do high blood pressure, heart disease, and hypertension. These are things that as men you need to be aware of, and our women, we need to be aware of that to take care of our men better. Absolutely. Okay? We really do. I mean, I can remember a time as I've had to force my ex-husband. I made the appointment, and I had to lie to him and tell him that we were going somewhere else. Well, we pulled up to the doctor. Come to find out, he had cholesterol, high blood pressure, hypertension. And if we wouldn't have caught that in time, God knows what would have happened.
True. Silent killer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then another thing is stress. Men suffer in silence. But we'll get all into that. You guys got to come check out the show. You know, I couldn't get no guy to participate with me with the ED, so I'm on my own on that one. And that's okay. I understand. It's not a comfortable conversation for men, but that's what I do.
You had some guys come up there though.
Come on, they will, but they didn't, you know, they didn't want to like be co-hosting with me. So it's okay. I get it. But that's what I do. I have the uncomfortable conversations because I'm starting to date older men, and I need to learn about ED and understand that y'all don't function the way y'all used to. And I got to get used to that because I'm not there yet. So I got to learn about y'all bodies and that are getting older. So this is...
Hold up. What's wrong, Trey? Why don't you want to help out Miss Grace with the whole erectile dysfunction thing?
Ain't nothing wrong with my yang.
He's only 39. That ain't even... You know, but the other big one is prostate cancer. That's another big one. And I went through it with my dad, and it was not a good thing. So this is something that y'all men don't like to get checked out, but they do prostate screening now with blood tests. You don't have to bend over and sneeze anymore.
But my hospital, they doing it the old-fashioned way. So I already made my appointment, and I'm like, damn.
So these are all things I'm trying to make men and women aware. We got to take care of our men. If we want our men to last longer, then we got to help protect them and make them aware. So with that being said, guys, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Don't forget, women, there's competition out there. Stop trying to wait at the finish line. You better run that marathon with him, because if you don't, the next one will. Trust me. Have a good night, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.